Sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
Yeah, once again, we have liftoff. I want to thank you for tuning into this episode of the Big Truth Podcast. And we have the annual October Halloweeny
second annual?
M4.
We did one last year, right?
Yeah.
This is like the third one, man.
I just said annual because I don't know how many there is. I have to go back in the in the
We
archives.
did 3
and see.
Halloween specials?
No.
Fucking getting old.
George was
we
here
have
during the
them.
last one. Yeah, we've done like 3, man.
You were on the last
I was
one.
on the last one.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We probably just talked about dancing the whole time.
yeah.
Oh, and the scene from the new Halloween when she kicked the kid down, or he kicked the kid down the flight of stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So
That's a recap.
I don't even know how long this podcast has been around. So yeah. All right. So it's already a while. But we're doing an M4, and we got the usual cast of characters here. We got Packer, Joe, and Mark, and then
In a distance.
come on, George. George is in the scene. But we have a very special guest with us today, Drea, who is a spirit or psychic medium, who's also from the area, and we have a shared history of mutual friends. So let's give a warm welcome to Drea. How you doing?
Very well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for agreeing to come on to the mayhem over here. But yeah, so we were talking about having a psychic on for a while. I think every year we've done one.
Yeah.
We'd be like, oh, we should get a psychic on, and I know Joe's a big proponent of that.
Yes.
But yeah, so we were more actively looking this time, and
We pulled it together within 2 weeks.
pulled it together. So
Good job, yeah.
This is the universe,
Hey,
right?
nothing to do
Yes.
You throw something into the universe, and we weren't making any headway with people we were finding online or just in general. And then one day, my old friend Andy Jones, I don't know if I'll ask him later if he wants me to say his whole name, but Andy, shout out to Andy, who's a old friend from from hardcore scene and whatever, and graffiti scene and everything, comes into the shop and listens to the podcast. This is just the background for Packer because he was asking
I was
how this
literally
happened.
just asking. I was like, oh, wait, we should save it for
Yeah. So
recording.
that's why I'm jumping into it. So Andy came into Chopper Head one day just to hang out, and he listens to the show and was asking what we had going on, and I was like, oh, we're recording one like next week, but like we're looking for a psychic, and he goes, hey, he's like, dude, a girl I grew up with is a psychic now. Like, and he's like, and so, and then it all just came together. So he reached out he went in the parking lot, reached out to Drea, and then Drea hit me up the next day.
We have to set the tone here. Like, so we're sitting in a tattoo shop.
We're sitting in the tattoo shop where episode 1 with Johannes was recorded.
So it's none of the lights are on except for 3 candles we have in between all of us.
Yeah.
And we're huddled around.
For warmth.
For warmth, yeah.
And it's a very warm and welcoming environment, right?
So I guess that'd be my first question, right? So like, if you do it in the dark, right? Like, is there interference from the lights? What?
It's just the fluorescent lights tend to be like super distracting to me anyway. Yeah, candles are a little bit more conducive, I think, to channeling spirit. But I do every week. I have for the last 6 weeks been giving readings at Play Arcade in downtown New Bedford.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
And
At Play?
Yeah, so there are like pinball machines and
Noise and
noise everywhere.
There's a lot of electronic interference over there.
But I'm either like on the roof or since it's been cooler in their little living rooms and
Yeah.
so it's a little bit, the noise is okay.
Adam?
But Adam.
Adam's a good friend
Great
of mine.
kid. Yeah.
Yes.
Me and Packer own the Dipper, which is right up the road on
Right. I
Purchase
was
Street.
telling Adam, I said, I'm doing a podcast. And he said, well, he owns the Dipper right up the street. And
Yeah.
So
It's a small world.
So it's good that you're used to doing this in unusual places.
Yes,
then.
yes.
Yep. Yeah, I had to boost Drea up a little bit.
So I have a question. I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if I wasn't filled in at all, but so I don't like. Are you a psychic or a medium? Is there a difference, or are you like some people?
That would have been my
both
follow-up
powers?
question. Yeah.
Because I think some people talk to the dead or what the afterlife, and then there's people that just predict stuff. Do you do both, or are you one or the other? More so one than the other?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Sorry for my voice.
No, it's okay.
I am in the middle of, getting through a really bad cold. I did speak to my German friend right before I came here. She's like, "You do not sound good. Your voice does not sound healing. This is not good. Tell them this is not how you sound."
But your German accent sounds great.
It is a German/Indian.
Don't worry. None of our voices are healing or soothing.
This isn't my usual voice, so thanks for having me and putting up with me. But that's a really good question. It's a really something that a lot of people do want to know. So, what the saying goes, all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. So
Okay.
there tend to be more people with the general ability to do psychic work, which is basically feeling the energies that are on our planet now and things that are going on. And mediumship work is going, to the other side and the non-physical world and connecting with energies there and then communicating their messages and to those in the physical world.
And so when you say spirit medium, that's more referring to the second part.
Yeah, spirit medium is, you're really a medium for spirit, right? You're letting spirit come through you. And that's generally the term that I prefer. It's not one that's as well known as psychic medium. So people, generally use psychic medium. But you're, at the end of the day, you're a spirit medium. You are a tool for spirit, and you help to channel their message to those here in the physical world.
So,
Go ahead.
can you shut that off, or does that just is it like if you're having like a little alone time, right? like just some spirit, like, hey, what's up? or do you just tune that out? Like,
That's another really good question. So, yes, before I realized that I was a full-on medium, like I didn't know how to turn it off, and it was so disruptive to like my my job.
No privacy.
Yeah, just like getting messages, getting feedback from the universe all the time in a way that was really distracting to my 9-to-5 job. There's one story where like I kept seeing my manager in a very corporate ed tech world. Her grandmother, like every meeting, her grandmother's coming through, and I'm just sitting there saying nothing. And it's a whole other long story. So I didn't really at that time know how to turn it on and off, but it is something that it's intention. If your intention is to keep it on, then it will be on. Once you realize you do have some control and some power, you can set the intention. So I'm like going to turn it down. I'm going to turn the dial down on it. So since I've practiced mediumship, now, and I am medium fully out of the closet, and I told Josh earlier that I did it for years and years before I even came out of the closet. But it's far less distracting because I like turn it on, turn it off, and I can kind of go through my day without being bombarded with things.
So why don't you let's go back to the beginning though? Like, when did you first start feeling, like how did you first know that something was different, or you were feeling things or getting messages from people, or like when were you first aware that happened? And then, like, tell us a little bit like how it went from like there to like where you're at now.
Yeah, and it's another really, really good question. And there's kind of a myth around like if are you a true medium? And if you're a true medium, like there's a narrative in the zeitgeist where your grandmother came to you when you were 8 years old and said, "I'm going to die tonight." And you went and you told your family, and since you were young, you've been messaging these or delivering really detailed messages from spirit. And even among mediums in the medium world, that's kind of like, I'm a natural medium. I've been doing this since I was 6 years old. And there's truth to that, but I would say all children are connected to the other side, and then certain things happen where that's shut off, and I have stories like that too, and things that happen along the way. But really in my 20s, when I was hearing voices all the time. And
Did you think it was like a mental thing at first?
Yeah. How did you know it was? When did you know it was? When did you know it was a psychic issue, not schizophrenic?
Yeah, and that's another. So this was over 20 years ago, when like mystical things, occult things are much more mainstream now than they've ever been.
Sure,
astrology, all of these things, but this was, over 20 years ago, and so. First of all, I told nobody ever. Like, who tells anybody ever that they're hearing voices? So it was really, really strange, and it was really, really confusing. The voice was always a good voice, quote unquote, was always directing me to do the right thing. But this is a really funny story, and a little bit of a personal story.
Not to cut you off, but the voice is would you get a voice from the same person all the time or different people telling you to do?
Yeah, and so I really didn't know where the
Okay.
voices were coming from. I kind of, and it sounds funny, but even though I heard voices and I knew they were guiding me, and I didn't think I had any kind of special gift or that this was different. I knew I was connected to the universe, but I didn't think that, like, I knew that I was connected and I was receiving feedback from the universe eventually. But I didn't necessarily think that I could harness that into being a medium. But you said, how did you know? So I had a long distance relationship with somebody for like a really long time. And this is like when I really kind of knew that, like, okay, this is crazy. And we happened to be like, so he was actually in another country and I went down there and we were in the same city for the same weekend, which was like kismet, and we spent this time together and saw his mother, and it was kind of like a big reunion for me, and something like I'd always, like, you know, we'd been in touch and wanted to see each other, and we were together, and a voice told me, like, get up and go, and I was like, what do you mean, you know, and I was like, no, and the voice said, get up and go, you know, it was just me and him, and like kind of late at night, and I was like, no, and the voice said, Andrea, get up and go. I got up and I left. And to this day, I don't know why that was, but it clearly was nothing generated from me. It was like something downloading into my you know, psyche. And you hear voices, people ask me too, like, what does it sound like? Sometimes it does sound different, but it's just like, it's like your own inner voice, but that you're getting like,
So yeah, it's not like male or female. It's just like
it's
your own
just
kind of inner monologue.
but there's kind of like a different. You kind of hear it differently, and it was always very matter of fact. It was never like, you know, it was never like I'm on high, like come my child, sit down. It was always like, do this, do that, like, you know, and very.
Did he wonder where you were going?
Did you ever talk to him again?
I got up and I left, and he's like, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And I was like, "I don't know. See you later." Like, I was like,
So, yeah, you never had any closure, neither did he. It was just like, oh, it didn't work out.
we had a lot of reasons for it to not work out, but that was like one night, and I was like, "What is going on?" And it was just, you know, it was just constant. And so I knew, like, I was connected, and I didn't know if it was collective. I didn't know. I was like, is this a dead ancestor, like recent, something I don't know? I knew I didn't know it, but it was just very matter of fact. And I honestly ignored it. I didn't spend too much attention on it. At the time, I lived in New York City. I worked in educational publishing. I had this whole other vision for my life.
Sure.
And this was just like a small blip. And I just kind of, like, you know, kept it and, like, moved along. And then other things started happening. So I lost, like, at a relatively young age. I was in my early 30s. I lost both my parents. Some other people in my life close to me started to die. And I heard more and more, you know, things from them that I knew were coming directly from them. And I also, during that time, I got really bad Lyme disease. So, like, really, really, I was disabled. And so my physical body was, like, at its weakest.
Sure.
And so during that time, it's just your reading energy, your connection to the other side it just became so much stronger. So just hearing things all of the time, and this is something I've never told anybody, I've never admitted, but I would see things like, it's like almost like constant feedback from the universe, where I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like things would shapeshift in front of me. So I'd be walking down the street, and then, like, something that would be very, very symbolic or meaningful to me that was from my mother would, like, jump out and, like, front and or the universe would make me turn my head to, like, look at it, or some things would light up and some things would jump back, and it was just a lot of feedback all of the time from the universe is how I describe it.
So when you get messages, it's not from, like, someone. Sometimes it's someone you can see, but sometimes it's just other visual things popping out at you. Is that?
Yeah, sometimes those would just be signs. And again, that was before I kind of knew how to tap into it and kind of connect with spirit in an intentional way and kind of get the information for messages in an intentional way. I was just kind of getting bombarded by things. And things that I saw, things that would jump out at me, things that would literally, to me, change size, change color, change brightness, and
So
in ways.
over the years, you've honed that, and understand it better and interpret it? Is that
Yeah.
is that what happens?
Yeah, and so I was a very reluctant, was a very reluctant medium is the best way to put it. I didn't, and there were so many things along the way, so many guideposts, so many events that like led me into this world more and more and more. And I kind of had my like heels down, like, and my arms out, like what's going on, what's happening. It wasn't something that I sought after. It was something that kind of, I feel like, was calling me into this bigger world. And one of them was a friend of mine died, and he was coming through with so much information and so many messages and moving things in my house, and most the messages were for his sister, and it was so overwhelming. I took her to a medium. I was like, she wouldn't listen to what I said. Okay, I'm going to take you to a medium. That medium said, I have a class like for people who are intuitive, like you, come to this class. And I went, it's called a mediumship circle. So mediums do actually like
Network
practice. There's actually a college for mediums called Arthur Findlay College in the UK. So we do spend a lot of time like developing our skill. People don't just like come out of the womb delivering full messages. It's it's an art and it's a practice.
If anyone happens to listen to this that like is like, you know, a medium has some sort of a gift and is looking for help, do you have a site or something you want to plug so they know how to get in touch with like you or your group, if that's something that...
Yeah, you can reach me. I have a website. It's called DreaPsychicMedium.com. I'm also like on Instagram, Drea Psychic Medium. I just came out of the closet fully like in July. So this is so new to me to be out in the public.
You're going to get like 3 new
Congratulations.
You know what?
We'll just for the listeners, we'll have all that in the show notes, so you don't have to remember. But just remember to go check the show notes.
So what I was wondering, like to get back, you said that you started like hearing these voices like in your early 20s. Like, was there something like I know there was the experience with your boyfriend that was in another country, but was there like a specific like event or something like? And I mean, this is me coming from just what like I've gotten from movies and TVs. But was there like a near-death experience or something that kind of triggered this or something like that? Like, or like, I mean, did you think that these thoughts were originally just like your own and you were just kind of talking to yourself and then you were like...
Yeah, I think that
like,
was happening before I had some of those bigger experiences where you have like voices in your head and you don't really pay attention. You think it's like your left brain or your right brain and you don't fully pay attention.
Was there any instance like that you can account for that was like earlier than your 20s? Like say you were like preteen or anything like that might have like
triggered this?
Yeah, like anything like that.
I did have experiences earlier. There was one experience when I was in college and I got up and was no longer sleeping and I looked and I saw, like not in my mind's eye, I saw a man walk into my bedroom and I screamed like bloody murder and the whole family woke up and they were like, you're so dramatic, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of those things that were always just shut off and I didn't pay attention to it. So there was no trigger. There were earlier indications of things, no trigger. Yeah. But there are some triggers. Near-death experiences is one of them. I didn't have that, but I was very, very sick with Lyme disease where my body, I couldn't even dress myself. Like that was like the big feat for the day to dress myself, to shower. So at that time when my physical body was weakened, the spiritual connection just took over because the veil was so thin for me at that time. Near-death experiences do tend to trigger this type of thing. There's a lot of mediums that are well known that did have a near-death experience or multiple sometimes. Yeah. Another indicator, because there have been studies, like what causes people to be mediums more than other people, is childhood trauma. Okay. So for people who have childhood trauma, right, you wake up every day, you're not sure what's going to happen, so you learn to read energy, right? You learn to read like what's going on in your environment in non-physical ways to predict what's going to happen. People with learning disabilities too, for the same reason, right? The world is like, you kind of have to go more energy because you can't, don't have the tools to really navigate.
So as far as I'm sure there's people that are more able to have this gift, and there's some people that aren't able to have this gift or not be trained as well to have this gift. Like, what are some of the sorry, audience. What are some of the calling the signs that like, hey, like I might have this? It would be something like seeing like a man like that's not there walk through your living room or something like that, like or
would that just be you saw a ghost?
Well, I mean, like if you saw a ghost,
I don't know. Like,
does that mean that you're almost there? Kind of, you have this gift that you have, like.
Yeah, and that's a good question too. Everybody does have this ability to one degree or another. There is this like a spectrum, like most things. If you're like just a highly empathetic person, like that, you're on the intuitive path road. So just start to pay attention. Just even being like highly empathetic, you're empathetic because you're getting feedback from the universe, and that's telling you like I feel what this person is feeling without knowing it. Like if you have strong intuition that's been guiding you your whole life, you're on that road.
See, I get like intuitions like you're gonna lose your keys, you fucking retard. Like for real, like that's it. There's nothing positive, like or like, oh, go home, like you don't need another fucking drink, right? Like,
But I look at you as somebody who's probably had a lot of childhood trauma, so you might have
but for whatever reason, I didn't get dialed in with like that other shit. Yeah, I literally like I know I'm gonna fucking lose this, and like. Sure as shit, I lose it. Like,
Well, isn't that kind of like a gift in itself that you know yourself that you're going to lose your keys?
just some dumb shit. You
Get
know
a
what I mean?
routine, man. Put a basket by the front door.
I got the fucking routine. That's the thing. Like, I've had the same carabiner. This carabiner, I've had it since I was like 22 years old. Because if I don't hook them to my fucking belt loop, then they're gone. Like, the universe has them. Who the fuck knows, right? Like, they're gone.
So, I guess another question. So, coming in here and sitting down to do this, like either before we started or as we started, did you
sense Ryan was going to lose his keys?
did you like shut off anything, or are you did you leave yourself open to be like, oh, I feel like somebody wants, like I know something about somebody, or somebody wants to say something to somebody, or have you kind of like shut that off so to not deal with it because we're kind of talking right now?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I haven't like opened up. Like I just came in here like a normal person. and-
Was there any voices that said, "Don't do this podcast"?
No.
You pulled up in your car, you're like, I don't know, this is a bad idea.
When you pulled up, did it say, just turn around? Just get up and leave. Leave.
So no, I do, but like there's being a fucking Halloween special, right? So like, you know, there's positive energy and negative energy in the world, right? Something is. Can someone be haunted by evil spirits or from a dark place?
You definitely are.
Right? Like, I mean, I'm not.
Just so you know, we are taking this serious. It's just we do like to just joke around.
Yeah,
It's our
yeah.
manner. Like all of us are very interested in this.
She can-
it's just
she
the way
can-
we're busting balls.
I'm hoping she can read the
We're very
energy.
interested.
Yeah.
We're not disrespectful. We're just very stupid.
No.
Like, I don't watch horror movies. I don't really. I'm the fucking guy that doesn't give a shit about any of that. Like I don't. Like, but it is interesting, right? So like, if there's a positive to take from all this, right? That like, you know, that you speak to people.
I mean, could this kind of be like? Could you also look
Wait,
at? Like,
you guys just keep on bothering with questions. Let's
this is
calm down.
I know.
Let her just keep telling her story.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're
it's like
pausing.
one after the other.
Honest
I'm
question.
getting
This is the most
stressed out.
professional we've ever been.
I was gonna say, honest question: are we draining your energy right now?
Draining mine. Motherfuckers are draining
I thought we
mine.
were doing great. I was like,
I know. But then it's just been like rapid fire. Like you guys are asking questions before she even answers one.
Okay, so serious question, just kind of like backpacking on what I had already asked you. So like, could you look at like this as like a sixth sense, like kind of like generic thing, like you're walking down like an alleyway or something like that, and all of a sudden like a voice just pops in your mind that could be your own voice, like, it's probably not a good idea to walk down that. Is that kind of like that intuition? Is that how do you know if that's not your own intuition speaking like to yourself, or if that's like some other being speaking to you?
That's a really good question, and my advice to anybody is just pay attention. It's just paying attention to what you're thinking and then what you're feeling, and connecting the two. And it's really an art of discernment, right? Because that's a question that we all have, mediums, like, did I just hear this? Did I make this up? This is crazy. I can't say this.
Yeah.
But it's something that you feel, like you feel on another level, excuse me, in your body, in your aura, and you just know. And you've, like, if I said to each person here, like, you tell me a story when your intuition was super high and you knew to get out of there, and you got out of there, and it was for a good reason, or vice versa. The intuition told you to go somewhere, and something really, you know.
Most reoccurring thing I've ever had in my life since I was like probably 15 years old was like, don't get a motorcycle. And I know, like, I used to drive dirt bikes as a kid. I know how to drive, and like
Your brother rides?
Yeah, like, everyone I know rides, and like once you like get a bike, and it's just like something in my head's always like, don't get a motorcycle. So I never have. I've had the chance to get a free one once, and I was like, no, It's not for me. Like I know
know
I can
it,
do
huh?
it, but I just feel like that would be my demise or something like that. It's
What do you think? You think you should get a motorcycle?
No.
literally someone's always
so,
said, don't do it. Don't get a street bike.
But I mean, there's a difference between having a feeling about something and then also just hearing something in your head say something,
Right.
articulate words.
Right. But to Packer's point before, he's like, I hear voices that tell me just to took time to go home. And, just pay attention because like I told you before, when I heard voices, it wasn't like, come here, child, sit down. Like the word
Yeah,
was
no,
loud.
see,
It
I
was
just
like-
blamed it on the drugs. I was
Yeah.
like, I have no serotonin left.
And there, again, this is like 20 years ago, Eat, Pray, Love, or 15, almost 20 years ago, Eat, Pray, Love came out. It was a popular
I
book.
missed that one.
Eat, Pray, Love. It was a popular book by Elizabeth Gilbert, and it was kind of a new agey book. But it, like in the first chapter, she's like, I heard a voice, and it said, Liz, go to bed. And I was like, I read the whole book like super fast because I was hoping the whole book would be like that. Because I'm like, that's what happens to me. I have a voice, and it tells me what to do, and it's very matter of fact. It's very like, so. It is a thing. It does happen. You just have to pay attention. Like, wait a minute, was that voice mine? Like, no, it wasn't. Like, where did it come from? And also, again, it's an act of discernment. You have to pay attention to like, this is coming in. This information is coming in. Like, you have to feel it out and see what is what. And I don't know. We can maybe get into this later, but the universe is always giving us feedback, and it is like my clients come and I'll tell them like the universe, your loved ones are giving you signs, whether you see them or not. They are trying to get through to you with signs. You just have to pay attention and use, a level of discernment. If you go to the butterfly farm and you know your mother loved butterflies, probably not every butterfly in the butterfly farm is a sign from your mother, right? But if, you're walking down the path and you're having a bad day and there's a butterfly that keeps like zooming in and out of your view and following you and close to landing on you, and you have a weird feeling like that it's your mom, it's probably your mom. Like, don't dismiss it. You can't, it's all a balancing act, like everything in life, but it's just like a fine balancing act. And paying attention to the voices, paying attention to the intuition, how it feels in your body. And being like, okay, that was my intuition for sure. And then next time it happens, you strengthen it each time to know whether or not it's,
Now, what about like bad advice? Has any voices ever popped in that have like given you like bad advice?
No.
That's a good question.
I mean,
That's the one that
Back in
talks
my
to
thing, right?
Packer. That's the one that talks to Packer.
does that happen?
You're gonna lose your keys, numbnuts.
Yeah.
No, thank God it's never happened. And right, there's mental illness too. Like people really do hear voices, and they're not always good voices. And there's like debate in the spiritual community, like what are they hearing? Where is it from?
So yeah, I guess that was part of my question.
that
Like,
was part of your
is there
question.
some negative energy that's part of it? Like some people that are having a bad time and trying to reach out.
Yeah, and some mediums will not go near anything negative at all, whether it happened in the physical plane or it's happening in the spiritual plane. I definitely think there's negative energies on Earth, right? I definitely think there can be negative energies. It's not very common, and it's never happened to me. And it's again about setting intention. Like, if you talk about manifestation, it's when you do mediumship, it's the same thing. You just need to set your intention. Like, the intention for my work is for the highest and best of all involved. And I repeat that so many times. I do prayers before every reading. I did a prayer before I came in here.
To what?
For the highest and best of all involved. That's it. Just everybody.
Just to the
Good intention.
to the spirits.
intentions,
Yeah. No, interesting. Yeah, because I don't have a strong background in this, and I don't even know where I stand on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
You know?
and I don't pretend to have all the answers either. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of mediums are like, this is how everything works, and we don't know how everything works.
That's my answer to a lot of things. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And
You can't say definitively
yeah,
one way or the
yeah.
other, right? So you can't disprove it, approve it, whatever. But going back to your kind of journey through this, like you started getting messages and feelings and everything. Like, how did you go from like, and then at first you didn't want to kind of come out about it. Like, what made you kind of like, how did you kind of harness the skills? Like, I know you said you started meeting with other people. And like, when did you decide? Like, what was the deciding factor to come out about being a medium or having these kind of abilities?
Yeah, so when my friend died and he was coming through with so many messages, that brought me to my first mediumship circle, because I brought his sister to a medium, as I said before.
Yeah.
And then, like, the first time I sat in a mediumship circle, again, we just set the intention, bring through somebody's loved one on the other side for somebody in this room. And I set the intention, and I saw a man. He was in he was a fireman in a officer's uniform. He was older. I knew he was somebody's uncle. I knew who it was for in the room. I didn't say anything because I was too embarrassed and too afraid. And
Sure, yeah,
like,
yeah.
what is this? And then after I went, I see this uncle. It looks like this. Can you take this? Do you know who I'm talking about? And she did. She understood. And so I was like, okay, like this is so. Every time I went, it just made more and more sense, and I could do it more and more. And I was like, oh, okay, because prior to that, I really felt like an alien, and I really was isolated. I really lived like as these gifts became stronger and stronger, the more I pulled away from people. And so this started to make sense. And the reason that I did that is because it's really like, you know, I see the world through energy. And again, this became much more heightened after I had Lyme disease, but it's energy. So I see somebody, I know whether they're a good person, whether they're a bad person, like pretty quickly. Like a lot of people have that ability too. So
I call it the push. If
Yeah.
you get in the room with somebody, no, seriously, like, and you get like a little, fuck that dude, right? Like, or like you get a little push away from them.
yeah, and it's hard when you're out socially and everyone's having a good time, and there's somebody in the group who has like such bad energy that your skin is crawling, you know.
Hacker.
And,
What the fuck is that, dude? Fucking nice guy.
He doesn't have bad energy. He just loses his keys, dude.
Motherfucker, I spent the afternoon with my fucking child. Like,
So I have two questions, and I hope I'm not gonna. All right. So as far as when you were saying when you saw like I guess the title would be like proper term would be spirit of like the older man who was like dressed in a fireman's outfit. Like when you come across like a spirit like that and you see something like that, like I mean, are you seeing it like kind of in your mind? Are you seeing it with your own eyes? And like, is it like a full like thick apparition where like you're seeing like how you would see me? Is it like translucent? Like
Does it look like the spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars?
yeah, I mean,
glowing
like,
blue.
I mean, if you want to put it in terms like that, I mean, most of us are pretty movie nerdish. So I mean, like, how do you like? How does that come across to you?
yeah, generally when mediums give readings, we're seeing it in our mind's eye. So, and sometimes that's super clear. Like I can see it super clear in my mind's eye, like you, and sometimes it's just like very blurry or something. Like I can see the hair but not the face, or vice versa. But there are cases, you know, where you can, and not just mediums, but you know, normal everyday people, you can, like that. I told you the story before. When I was in college, I woke up and I looked at my doorway and I saw a man walking in clear as day. It wasn't in my mind's eye. It was like, I remember his clothes. I remember the look on his face. So that's like an apparition. And I know people have seen, that's the only one that I've ever had actually. But some people have seen apparitions very clearly. Some, you know, do look a little bit more glowy. So it depends, you know, there's a spectrum for that too. Like how spirit is coming through into this physical world, but they can come through in bizarre ways. And it's really like, even though I do this, you know, every day and to some level, it just blows my mind the way that, you know, the other side can connect with us when we're open and when we pay attention, and they're always there, and it's mind blowing.
Can you, as a medium, like if you see, like I know you only saw that one time, but maybe you've talked to other people. Can you, if you see an apparition, can you interact with that, or is that just kind of residual energy, or like, you know what I mean? Like that's different than someone coming through from the other side with the intent of speaking to you or through you.
Right. You can interact. And a lot of times, though, it's just like when people have alien sightings or see aliens. And Josh and I spoke a little bit about that.
Oh, we're going to get into that. Oh, yeah.
But the reports are, right, when there's alien sightings, it's like it's nonverbal. So a lot of times when people see apparitions, they're like, I knew what that person wanted to say or why they were here, but was nothing verbal was exchanged.
Nothing communicated.
Nothing
Oh,
communicated. So
yeah.
that's verbally the word.
So another question that I had, and I know you brought it up briefly. Like you said, you had lost both your parents in your 30s. In your 30s, and you're obviously like hearing these voices and kind of figuring out that you had this gift before you lost your folks. Like, did you ever like talk to your mother or father about this? And like, is this something that kind of like runs like are certain families like? Is this like a hereditary thing where certain families kind of like are more powerful with this? Like if I was like, if my sister was say like a psychic medium, like does my mother have that type of gift? Like does it run
Like
down kind
Teen
of?
Wolf, like,
Genetics.
I'm just wondering, is it like stronger in certain families?
This
like,
pack is one horror movie reference.
you get what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, did you ever like, you're like, because I know, like, there was times where, like, in my family, I'm sure everybody's family has like similar stories, but I mean, it's like a gift or something like that. It's like, oh, like your grandmother used to hear voices and like could like have premonitions of things that came true. Like, is this like a family thing that happens a lot, or is it kind of just all over the place, or what?
Yeah, and I don't have like a lot of data to back up my opinion on this, but it does seem to run in families. But that's not to say if nobody in your family has any knowledge of this or has used their intuition in any like out of the normal way. Doesn't mean that you're not psychic or you're not a medium. So it's not like a direct correlation. I do think it does tend to run in families. Never said anything to my parents about it. Never would. And I didn't tell them about most things. And
Do you have siblings that like share this with you?
No, I have 3 brothers, but wouldn't be open to this. But I do have a grandmother when I look back who was super, super empathetic, and like she couldn't watch horror movies. She was just like overwhelmed with, because it was too fearful for her, and she just felt too many emotions. I kind of think she had some ability looking back. Okay. Yeah.
One question, I guess I'll try to make this my last question. So you or like mediums in general, let's say like someone close to you has passed away, a friend or family member, can you communicate with them? And if so, is there like a period after a period of time where it kind of dwindles or stops? Do you know what I mean? Like if someone you really care about, you're like, you know what, I really want to talk to my uncle today. Can you do that? Or is it like...
Yeah, so...
And does it go away over time?
Does it go away? Yeah. Yes, you can. If you call on them, they will send feedback. You have to pay attention. But I can't read for myself like I can read for other people.
Okay.
I can't even read for people that I know well like I can other people, because, your human mind starts to kind of enter the picture, and then you're like, is this a memory? Did you tell me this? And you kind of lose the connection. You lose the... Okay.
I'd be curious to see. I'm sure there's going to be a study on it, right? Like, and I kind of wish that we looked this up a little bit before. Like, has a medium gone like in an MRI of like, have they seen like what parts of the brains are firing that it might be different than
that's
like?
An interesting question. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure it's going to be out there, and I wish I looked this up before. But are you familiar with any of that? Like any actual studies?
They definitely have studied, and they definitely do MRIs, and there's a lot of universities that are looking into this. I don't have a whole lot of information on that data. I should, but I don't. It's the third eye gland.
Pineal.
Was it the pineal gland?
Yeah.
That's a Craig Satari reference right there. I've talked to extent of the pineal gland.
Yeah, you got to stop using fluoride toothpaste if you want that thing to crack open.
Yeah, so people talk about that.
I have heard of it, yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So me and you were probably going to, eventually this is a question that one of us was going to ask, but I'm going to jump on it before you do.
Okay. It's just my podcast, but it's all right. It's all right.
Just taking over your podcast, bro. I'm sorry.
The Big Joe podcast.
Big Joe podcast. I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters. What are your thoughts on psychedelic drugs?
I'm super excited about all the new research around psychedelic drugs.
But do you feel like has that enhanced, or does that in any way affect your kind of medium type communications or abilities?
I've only ever done one psychedelic. I did ayahuasca when I was in Brazil many years ago.
So
How
You
was-
did the big one. It was 3 days in the woods with a shaman.
Can you tell us?
you did that too, right?
No, I didn't do ayahuasca.
Can you tell us
I
about?
want to.
Can you tell us about that experience? Because I mean, we've probably, with the exception of George over there, we've probably all done mushrooms or LSD before or DMT. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff before as far as mushrooms and stuff like that. But I mean, your ayahuasca experience, was it like with like a shaman, like a retreat type thing, or?
It wasn't with a shaman. I was with some Brazilians who did it frequently. There's a religion there where they do it every week, believe it or not. Yeah, there's a lot in Brazil that with ayahuasca, but I didn't do it with a shaman, so maybe I didn't have the full experience. It was very interesting. I saw a lot of nature symbols and a lot of the geometric patterns that people talk about, and when they're on ayahuasca, I didn't have any big revelations. Also, though, like at that time, like I told you, even before I started to like harness my psychic and then mediumistic abilities, like the universe was always shape-shifting and talking and like flooding me with information. So that experience felt distracting to me. Meaning, like, I don't know, I got sick. You know how when you're on ayahuasca, it really takes a lot out of you, physically.
It's a heavy duty situation,
So I just, like, I'm excited about psychedelics. Do I think it's for everybody? Like, I love the healing. Like, they're just doing so many studies around it with trauma, and, like, I'm especially excited for people with trauma with psychedelics. So
microdosing seems to be
microdosing and
doing a lot of good for a lot of people.
Do you?
No, but going through it, so you felt that it was distracting and it was taken away from the other abilities, or was it like was it like something that's completely different, or did you feel like it was tapping into the same kind of energies?
Yeah, I was definitely tapping into the same type of energies. I was definitely taken to a place that I had never seen before, and I definitely felt like it was live and talking to me and all of those things. And I would give it another chance. I just didn't leave that experience feeling like I was spiritually more spiritually connected.
Okay.
You know,
because you probably already were pretty connected.
yeah,
going
I think
in.
that's why. You know, I'm not entirely sure, but like I didn't do it with a shaman. Like I said, I did it with some.
But did you feel like it enhanced or detracted from your natural abilities at all, or did it affect them in any way?
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's a good question because I wasn't reading at that time.
Okay.
The only thing that I do remember is feeling very, very drained for a couple of days from it, from the physical aspects of it. But
yeah, I think that's normal, even with like mushrooms and shit, right? Like I'd trip, right, and then like you get a day or two, you just feel physically like shit, but then like a couple days later,
after mushrooms, you feel like a champ for like the next
not me,
day.
bro.
No, you know, man. I mean,
like 3-4 days later, then I'm a little more dialed in.
I've done
mentally, you know?
like, you know, when you do, at least me personally, when I've done anything that's higher than like 4 grams or something like that, like the next day, like I am kind of wiped out, like, and it's probably half of it's probably dehydration.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, that's good. Yeah.
You know, after when you get hydrated and stuff like that, like you kind of see things like very crystal clear. And
I
like,
honestly-
you're very, very
That's what I'm saying. Like, 100%. I've had the same experience. Like,
But
I just think for me, I was so stoked that I was all hyped up the next day.
like 24 hours
I was
later,
all
I'm like,
charged.
fuck me. Man.
Nah, I'm all like, fuck yeah, dude. Except for when you eat a chocolate bar and you're in Brooklyn and you think you're stuck in a Renaissance fair, then everything sucks.
next year.
No,
Next year.
No.
King Richard's Fair, bro.
No more, dude. No more in public. I have
I
a
had the
healthy
worst time
respect
at
for it.
fucking King Richard's Fair.
I have a healthy respect for it.
All right.
No more in
All
public.
right, we're about 45 in, so let's do a shot.
Okay.
Where are you? I'll get these poured.
Okay.
And then we'll do McGillicuddy's.
For the listeners at home.
Thank you. And for our
Drea's on
guests.
drinking. It's
For all our
just the four
Patreon
of us.
subscribers,
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. And for Drea for coming in and dealing
Thank
with
you.
us.
So another question I have, like, are you ever just scared that you're just gonna wake up someday and this gift is just gonna be gone? And would that be a blessing? Would you be like, oh, I get to just read
Chill.
a book and not be bothered? Like I get to catch up on reruns of The Sopranos. You know, like.
Yeah, and that's funny because when I first started doing readings, I was like, I had that fear, like, you know, could I do it today? Am I gonna wake up? Is it gonna be gone? How is it gonna work? But that's kind of gone because of, you know.
You're so fine tuned into it.
Yeah, I just do it so frequently now that and I do it like at Play Arcade with like pinball machines
Shit,
and
yeah,
things.
shit
So
going on, yeah.
you just
Shout out to
kinda-
Adam and-
yeah, shout out to Adam at Play Arcade downtown New Bedford. But
So yeah, I mean, you walking around your apartment like talking to ghosts and shit, like by yourself, like do you shut it off, like he was like making a pizza, and like
What's to the extent of like? I mean, is there actual conversation, or is it just kind of like messages like, "Don't drive this way to work"? I mean, do you ever actually have conversations like full blown conversations, like hopefully more intelligent conversations than what we might be having tonight? But I mean, something where it's just like somebody's trying to give you like a message, and like you respond, and they give like an answer, and there's like an actual conversation. Like, does that ever happen? Like.
yeah, so during readings in particular, or just in general?
Just kind of like day to day, like
Either way,
you're
either
going
way.
to the grocery store and
Yeah, it's never like, it's never like a complete, back and forth dialogue. It's always like those kind of instructions on. That's the way that I receive them.
so yeah. So, do you get pissed like when like something stupid happens? Like, where the fuck were you guys on that one? Like shit like that. Like,
Yeah, no, but I mean they are around as to whether or not I'm paying attention, whether I'm not, and then also they don't like. There are lessons we're meant to go through that we just have to go through. So then, if that's the case, they're not gonna warn me about them. Is how I see it.
so
But-
yeah. So you would personally believe in like the divine plan and all that, as well as spirits kind of guiding you to make the right decision.
Yeah, there does seem to be like when we do psychic readings too, like, if you talk to most experienced mediums and psychics, whether they'll admit this or not, it's like, I can tell you this is where the energy is. This is what it feels like right now. You can go outside and do something completely different, right? If I say take road A or take road B. So it's not set in stone. There does seem to be like, we definitely have free choice. There definitely seems to be a divine plan too, though, because when clients come and they're in this field, like literally it's like red flag, like, why are you doing this? You should be studying this, or you should be here. There's a higher calling that people generally have. Like, there does seem to be like a plan or some type of plan that's resonating with their higher self. And if you get them to kind of be quiet and be truthful and connect with their intuition, they will kind of agree with that. They'll know that as well. And it just seems to be when we connect with our higher calling, things tend to flow more easily. Not all easily, but more easily. So that comes through in the reading. So it does seem to be like, your guides and stuff are like pushing you trying to get you to go to the right place. Sometimes we just don't hear it. We miss the calling. We miss the clues.
So quick question then. So when you are just in your normal existence, are you hearing from just your guides, or just are you hearing from all kinds of things, all kinds of different people or spirits, versus like, obviously when you're doing a reading, it's more directed. So like there's obviously different communication or spirits or whatever. Like, what's the difference between like your day-to-day life where you might get messages versus like when you're doing like an actual reading for someone?
That tends to be my guides, right? That are giving me, and I still don't pretend to. There are ways to meet your spirit guides. There's things you can do, but that collective or whoever is talking to me, they do talk to me. So I identify that as those voices as my guides. But in readings, it's generally somebody's loved ones. It could be somebody's guides too.
Okay.
But yeah, they'll come through, and again, it's not like an entire conversation, but they'll say something super clearly that I can hear. Then I'll see something, I'll feel something, and it's kind of just different data points
interesting.
coming in at the same time.
So, and then you have to interpret that as to what that means and what your understanding is.
Yeah, so we're left to like put it all together in real time and try to give it to you. Like
So not like, was the movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, right? She was like a medium,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
One thing, another thing that I was kind of wondering, like you talk about like you're getting messages and stuff like that. Is there ever not like any messages? Is it ever like, just like the messages like, I already used this example, like don't drive this way to work. Is it ever just like messages, just trying to reach out just because like the other side might be like lonely or anything like that? Like they just want somebody to talk to, or like.
I had a question similar, but it was to a further extent.
Okay,
So-
we'll piggyback onto
and
it.
all my
Yeah.
like I own a business, and some customers come in and they're easy to deal with, and some come in and they're just fucking punishers. Do you have punisher spirits that just bother you and annoy the shit out of you?
I don't.
Can you just leave me alone?
I just want to ask you a million questions and not buy anything and leave. Like
I know you didn't write that one down. Could you please write it down for me?
No, I don't. Fortunately, but it's funny when you do give readings. The person's personality will come through. So if they were a difficult person, they'll tend to come through with a difficult personality.
Okay.
At least in the beginning, and then it's like an identifier, right? Because there are ways in mediumship. It's called evidential mediumship, where you know, there's evidence. Does this person? I see this person. He or she looks like this. This was their employment. This is their personality. Can you validate this? And yes, no, that type of thing. So. Yeah, there is that part of it where like they will show their personality, but then I'll be like, this person was hard to deal with, but then the apology comes through.
You try to be nice to people sometimes. Like if you're talking to them, you're like, oh, this person was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
They say we're a little difficult.
But I guess that would confirm it, right? Like if the person knew and be like, you know what, dude, that motherfucker did ask a lot of questions. So like he was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but then their higher self comes through, and when they're on the other side, they're always doing some kind of work. The opposite is true too. To that point, is because people can come in for a reading and they're like, I don't know what to do with my husband. And a colleague of mine just reminded me of this because she's like, remember you did that reading and it was so funny. And I'd forgotten, but because I was laughing after she reminded me, but because the person was having an affair on her boyfriend and she's coming to me for a reading, like basically this guy is, not treating me right. What am I going to do about it? And I'm like, and so you have to gingerly like relay that message, like, okay, what they're telling me is.
Yeah.
So
The spirit world was snitching on that guy.
Not on the guy.
Spirit snitching.
Yeah, spirit snitching.
Not
whole
on the
other
guy.
level.
On the person.
on the person. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she was having an affair, but she was like complaining about her relationship, and it was like, okay, but let's see what's really going on here. So you have to kind of. Luckily, I'm not a very diplomatic person, but they tend to give me the language to like deliver things very diplomatically, because some things that are very sensitive will come up during a reading. I've had people across from me who suffered sexual abuse, and their mother is coming in saying, I knew it was happening, and I should never have let it happen. That's a topic that a lot of mediums won't.
Now, does that fuck you up a little bit? Like just hearing that stuff, or are you like, like does it bring you like mentally screw you up, or?
No, I like it's a lot of mediums will say like don't go there, like keep it happy, keep it positive, it's all love. I don't believe that to be true. I believe people do bad things on this earth, and to hear that from her mother. People hug me and they cry, and it's very, 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 very healing. I just tend to trust. Like I've had people who like were in gangs sit across from me. Like I know have committed murders, like ready to leave. People who've been killed in shootings come across from the spirit world. I've like kind of set the intention that I'm open to anything as long as it's healing. So if this person was super dark, that's okay as long as this is healing and the person is ready to hear it. So this woman in front of me, I don't think she would have wanted to hear from her dad, but hearing that message from her mother, she was like, she's like, I can't tell you how healing that was. And so it's
I bet
like a totally humbling experience for me. Totally take myself out of the picture and just kind of do the work of spirit.
Has there ever been, and I don't want to use the term slip-ups, but has there ever been something that like a spirit has told you that you've relayed in like, I guess like a poor way to somebody that's come to you, and like that person has had like a bad reaction, like that wasn't like an emotional healing? I mean, obviously, not to name names or like get too deep into it, but I mean, like,
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think there was like when I first started giving readings, again, this woman came for a reading and I got her whole she wanted to know like her family dynamics, what was going on, and I went through all her children and everything was yes, 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 and I got to her husband and I could see some infidelity on his part.
Yeah.
I didn't say that to her. I tried to be more diplomatic because again, we're not always right. We're not
So,
always
are
right.
these two living people, and you could see
Two
infidelity?
living, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you saw infidelity.
On his part, yeah.
now was like a spirit like kind of saying that.
But you look
he
at
was-
me, bro. Like, I'm fucking divorced, bro. I was fucking very faithful.
Yeah. Now, was there like a spirit that was like telling you that he was having an affair, or was it just vibes that you picked up, or?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just kind of like you see an image, you get a vibe, and it's also like there's different clairs, right? So you can be clairvoyant. That's when you see things generally in your mind's eye.
Okay.
Clairaudient, you hear things. Clairsentient, you feel things like physically. You can feel someone's emotional pain or physical pain, like knee pain. And another one is claircognizant. So sometimes it's just like you're just downloading stuff and you just know, which again, remember when I told you it's like hard, like I was really kind of isolated before I realized like what was going on with me because like my best friend, like I did not like her partner at all. And it's like, come over to his house.
Bitch, I told you.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I didn't say anything because like I didn't have reason to, but I just like this guy is not a good guy, and I would go in his house and like want to run out and.
See, yeah, I didn't understand that aspect of it. It was living people also.
Yeah.
So I thought you were just talking to the spirits. No shit.
Out of those things that you mentioned, which ones do you experience, or all of them?
Yeah, I experience all. You can also smell things and taste things. So they'll use any of your senses. I started being really clairaudient, like I told you. Then I was like, oh, I'm clairvoyant. Now it tends, in a lot of readings, it's just claircognizant. It's just like, you know. I did a reading for somebody the other day, and it was like the spirit was telling me, like, when he was a child, his family life was very unstable, and I literally could feel like his friend was saying no, and I was like, and we went back and forth, and he's like, oh yeah, that he didn't. He's like, well, he didn't grow up with his parents. He grew up with his grandmother. I was like, okay, well, that's what, like, he's trying to tell me when he was 7, this happened. But he literally made, like, the floor underneath me feel, like, wavy, which is very, very weird and doesn't usually happen and sounds very woo-hoo. Oh. But, like, because he kept saying no, and the spirit was like, yes, and, like, making me feel, like, actually, like, physical, giving me physical evidence to make me, like, so that I just stood with the message, and it was right. The person I was reading for figured it out. But so they can come through like in any way. You just have to pay attention, and it's crazy the way that they do it. It's really mind blowing.
Like after just like a day of you doing readings and stuff like that, like how draining is
It's
this
very
for you?
I was just gonna ask that.
'Cause,
Like,
I mean, like,
it sounds
I know-
physically exhausting.
I know, like that. Like there's that saying that like all therapists and stuff like that have a therapist, and like I imagine it would be much like, you know, like a doctor or like say like a prison guard. Like it's almost impossible. You have to be a certain type of person like not to take that home with you at the end of the day. And this is just who you are.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you do to relax?
No, that's a really good question, and I'm actually glad you brought it up because it is really, really draining, and like people kind of want readings from us all the time. Sometimes like people in our personal lives, and I want to read for everybody, but it's physically takes a lot, which is why I have a cold right now, and I've had it for 2 weeks because I'm like kind of burning the candle at both ends and doing a lot of readings. And
Is this this must be a busy time of year, I'm guessing, for you?
yeah, and just in general, it's been a busier because I've come out of the closet, which is exciting. So yeah, it's a whole. I have to kind of learn how to manage it better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you available on Wednesday nights at the Dipper Cafe?
Like, let's cut to the chase.
How exhausting is it?
Psychic reading, half off of a pizza.
A question: if you're doing readings, is it more draining for you to be around like a group of people, or you know what I
This
mean?
must be really draining.
This is draining, but not very psychic.
Like we're saying, like if you were to like do a reading right now,
Intellectually draining.
would it be better for you to be like, all right, you like 4 of you go away, or does it not matter? I don't know if it conjures more people or more spirits coming through if there's more people around, or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a really good question. It tends to be more draining in a group, and it's probably for the reason that you said. It's just you have to kind of like zone in more and kind of pay a little bit more attention.
Or is it hard? Yeah, is it harder if there's like somebody, if it was like one person and it's like something's coming through? Obviously, it's for that person, but it's like if something was coming through now, would you be like, shit, I don't really know if it's for him or for him?
Yeah, that both.
Or like the person outside or something like that? Or is
A random guy walking down the street. You're like,
I don't know.
Hey,
Like,
that dude's wife.
pizza place? I don't know.
Yeah, and again, it's about setting the intention. It's like so funny. It's just about if you apply the skills for manifesting in the physical world to mediumship, it generally works that way. So if you set the intention, like I want messages for the people in this room, it generally, it generally flows that way. But yeah, you can cross because people will come in. Someone's partner will come in. They'll say, "Oh, can my wife come in or my husband?" And I'll say, "Sure," but sometimes I'll get a crossover for their partner. But it's generally something that is good for everybody to hear when that happens. So they have their own. I mean, it's really, really crazy how spirit will make themselves known and to whom and to what and how. And what a lot of psychics do or mediums will tell you is that they will bring the people to you that, you can be the most helpful to, or you have something that you are going through together at the same time. I was going through like a lawsuit and they brought somebody right in front of me was going through the same kind of lawsuit. So it's just, you have like you can read it spiritually, and then you can also say like, oh, you have a human knowledge base to help them. I was just talking with somebody about, I was just talking, and we were talking about how bipolar disorder is like overdiagnosed and borderline personality disorder is underdiagnosed, and what the symptoms are for borderline. And we went back and forth, and somebody came in for a reading, and he sat down, and he looks like, the picture of perfect health, and he said he wants to talk about his career, and like, then I started getting them. They were like, he's undiagnosed borderline, and I'm like, this is not true. Like, you're just arguing with them. Like, I just had this conversation. This is not true. And they're like, no, And then I told them, listen, I'm not. Do you experience this? Do you experience that in your work? And he's like, yes. I'm like, I'm not a medical professional. I can only give you what they're giving me, but they're telling me perhaps ask about this because it seems like you're undiagnosed. And he was very open to it. And again, I trust spirit that if they tell me information, it's because the person is ready, is open to it. Because I know not everybody would be, but
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a point, right? They're already in front of you.
yeah. But I do set that intention so that I let
Like you're
them
not talking to
guide
the
me.
guy on the train. Like,
Yeah.
So I noticed that while we've been having this conversation, I notice every now and then your hand pops up and you kind of for scribble, kind of doodle, like is that involuntary, or is that just you're picking up something and like your hand leads itself, or like
Yeah.
I'm wondering what's just going on.
I do that in readings, and I didn't even realize that I'm doing it like now, honestly. I just kind of do it to zone out. And so probably when I'm doing it now, it's like just to...
So is there
Do
anything?
you ever do automatic writing?
I have done automatic writing, yes. Have you?
Tell me about automatic writing. I don't know about that.
Have you, Josh?
No.
No?
He knows enough.
I don't know if to ask the question.
He's got enough businesses. He doesn't need to be involved in this.
What is this automatic writing?
I'll give you my card, automatic writing.
But I mean, as far as what like you've been kind of just scribbling down, like is there any meaning to any of that, or is that
No.
just
Yeah, you just
Okay.
be scribbling.
Automatic writing is you stand there with a pen and stuff comes to you and you start writing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could assume that, but
channel
like,
it, yeah.
you're channeling that energy. Yeah,
But
you've done that. That's been a thing.
Yeah, I have done that. You just set the intention. To take your brain out of the way, your ego out of the way, yourself out of the way, and let spirit come through and like guide your hand and write.
So is that? But that's not what's happening.
No,
right
this
there.
is just me, like human, just scribbling and just kind of getting out of my way, my mind.
She's writing "fuck you, Joe."
Cool.
stop
So yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, like,
this podcast is over.
these guys are nerds.
Nerd herd. But one quick question, real quick, because I don't want
A lot of quick questions here.
I know. And I'm just trying to get one in before you, dude.
All right, sorry.
You mentioned spirit guides and you mentioned spirits of loved ones. Are there any other types of entities or spiritual type beings or whatever that you're in touch with as a medium, like, or that reach out to you? Like, what are the different types of entities that you'd be in contact with?
Yeah, another great question. So mediums and those in the kind of metaphysical world will talk about different types of beings, one being the ascended masters, which is basically like Buddha and Jesus and
The heavy hitters.
the heavy hitters. I'll say that they channel the ascended masters. Others will channel angels, and there's, they go to the different angels that they say that they communicate with. And again, I don't pretend to have all of the answers. Something that I have found fascinating is watching near-death experience testimonies. I don't know. That's such a new phenomena with modern medicine, right? Before, people are constantly dying and coming back to Earth now, and there's a lot of data on what that experience is like. And there's a book, Proof of Heaven, I think he was a neuroscientist. I think he was a neurosurgeon, and he documents his experience of like dying and coming back. One thing that people do say, if you read those near-death experiences or you watch them, there's tons of them on YouTube. I love to watch them. And they do say, like, there's definitely common themes from people across the world, across socioeconomic and political and racial backgrounds, and they have all of the same kind of similar experience. One of them is that they see people that they knew here on the earth that they love. There's a reunion of souls. A lot of times they do have the life review of their life and who they hurt and who they were helped to heal, and they feel those feelings. Another common one is spirit guides. So they do say there were two people that were with them that they knew were their spirit guides. That's a common one. That's also one that's rooted in Native American history. So I don't always know who I see and like, is this an angel? Is this my spirit guide? I tend to stay spirit guide in that realm, but that's not to discredit the angels. A lot of people do work with angels. It's just I haven't personally been connected in that way. And I'm also like a very skeptical medium. I told Josh when we talked, like I don't just buy, and I never have. It was like a slow pull into this universe. I kind of went kicking and screaming because there's a lot of woo stuff that is not rooted in, it's not very healing. It's not very accurate. It's a lot of people go into this work because they want to feel special or they want to stand out.
Yeah, charlatans, right?
Yeah.
Houdini did a lot of
Yeah.
work on debunking a lot of things.
Well, that was one thing that was one thing I was going to ask about. Like, what do you feel about and I actually think that he had passed. He died a few years ago. But like, as far as like people like the Amazing Randy and stuff like that, who said that there was nothing that like kind of made a career against people like that were like psychics or mediums or spiritualists and stuff like that. Like, do you have an opinion on people that just?
I mean, I don't have a strong opinion. I think skepticism is good. I think it's healthy. I think everybody should have it, including people who are rooted in the metaphysical world.
Yeah.
I'm not here to convert anybody. If someone's against it, just like I do have people who will come sit in front of me for a reading, and if you're skeptical, that's great. But if you completely don't believe in this,
Yeah, why are you doing
yeah,
it?
then don't come for a
You're
reading.
wasting
Like,
both our time.
I'm not here to prove. I'm not here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that can be a little bit annoying. It doesn't happen frequently. It generally happens when like the wife is like, "You need a reading," and the husband's like, "Wah. Why am I here?"
I'm an alcoholic
Any
painter.
amusing stories that you can tell us about that? Any amusing stories you can tell us about those? a situation like that?
Because I'm doing readings at Play right now just for promotion, and they're free. They're complimentary. And so it's been 2 weeks.
When do we close? So we close at 2 a.m. So after 2 a.m., you could go down to Play Arcade. That's New Bedford. What
Probably
street is that?
asleep by then.
Again, Adam is nice. Go to Play Arcade and get a nice reading for free. What nights are you doing that?
I'm there on Wednesdays.
Give her a tip if you do.
Yeah.
Is it fucks?
Is it for it's just a residency forever, or is it just October, or what?
We did it 6 weeks until October, but we're trying to kind of figure out the next steps right
Okay.
now.
Well, then they can check your.
She can't see into the future, bro.
Yeah.
But no, it is 0.7 miles, I believe. I mapped it out from downtown to our bar. So
Yeah. So
Swing by our place
Way
for
to squeeze
pizza.
in a commercial.
Free pizzas. To midnight.
With your receipt from the psychic reading, we'll give you a free pizza.
no, but yeah, I mean, people will obviously we're not wrapping up right now, but when we wrap up, we'll give all your socials again and stuff so people can find out where you're appearing or working and how to get in touch with you. But But this is to kind of play off the question Joey just asked. Has there been any very interesting or wild or crazy or funny or like scary kind of experiences in this for you, like from the day you first started getting messages?
Or is it just all sad? Like, I hope you're doing well. Live a full life.
But what have been some of the wilder experiences for you? Like,
Well, one of the wildest was it was in February, and I was giving readings at Women of Wisdom. It's in Easton, outside of Boston, in Massachusetts. And somebody came in for a reading, and it was a Thursday, and I was covering, and she came in anyway, and she didn't say anything. I brought through somebody. I was like, "Oh, there's somebody here for you. It's a love interest, your partner, male," and she's like, "Yes," and I was like, he just keeps showing me for some reason this image, which wasn't very super significant, but it was just the image repeating, and he wouldn't move on. Where you're holding him in bed, you're holding him from behind, and he's crying. I keep seeing that image. Is that something that you did often with him? Like, why is he showing me this? He's like, yeah, I just did. She's like, yeah, I just was doing that Saturday night. And so first that 0.5 seconds, I thought she was way out there, because sometimes we do get people who are a little bit, unfortunately,
sure,
struggle with some things. And I was like, oh, okay, so you were doing that, you were holding him in spirit, on Saturday and rubbing his back. She's like, no, he passed away this morning.
Oh shit!
Get the fuck out of here. Wow.
Yeah, and she came in for a reading, and I was like, whoa.
She came in for a reading hours later.
Hours later.
It's like, I need the combination to the safe.
I used to have
Where did I lose my car keys?
my old accountant. He was I found out he was a medium. He used to teach
Accountant / medium.
No, but he was a teacher at Berklee School of Music.
Mark, don't do this investment.
So somebody I knew was his teacher.
Andrew List.
What's that?
Andrew List.
No, his name's Martin Dennehy.
Okay.
So, anyways, long story short,
Get right up on that mic, bud.
supposedly he was a medium or whatever, and once I found that out, when I went to do my when I would go do my taxes, I'd be like, "So what's up?"
He's like, I foresee an audit.
Things don't look so good.
For the longest time, he would tell me about his gift and whatever, and I'd be like, so
Get right up on that mic.
He'd just be like, "You got no one, bro."
Get closer, bud.
He'd be like, "You got no one, bro." I was like, "All right, whatever." So then a year or two later, I go to him, and we do our thing, and then afterwards, I'm like, "So you got anything for me this year?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, lung cancer. He goes, it's really painful. And he started rubbing, going like this. And then he said lung cancer. He's like, someone just passed. They have blue eyes.
Take away your mother.
They're in a lot of pain. Nope. And I was like, Martin, I don't know anyone that's got lung cancer. And he's like, all right. So I leave. I go home. I'm living at my mom's house at the time. I wake up the next morning. I go upstairs. My mother's bawling her eyes out. And she was like, my mom just got diagnosed with lung cancer.
Wow.
They said she has 24 hours to live. I was like, what the fuck? Every hair on my fucking body stood up. This guy lived in Dedham, actually. And so I went outside to my car and I called him. I was like, yo, I'm like, remember that shit you just told me yesterday? He's like, yeah. I go, well, turns out I didn't know anybody that had lung cancer, but my grandmother was just diagnosed with it like around the time probably that I was at your house. She was in the hospital. She was sick, so she went to the hospital. I didn't say nothing about this. Like, I didn't even know she was there. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, he goes, cancer's a really strong one. He's like, I feel it a lot. He's like, not to be cold, but he's like, I basically saw it as she's already gone. So, and then she died like 10 hours later.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy. I didn't even know what color eyes she had or whatever, because he was like, this really blue eyes. So like after her funeral, I was like, what color eyes did Nana have? And she was like, blue. And I was like, so then I told my mother the story. I was like, you're not going to believe this. And I told her, and she was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, after that point, and that guy like didn't ask for a dime,
Yeah.
like nothing. He was just,
He was just feeling it while he's doing your taxes.
But you know the crazy thing, the most fucked up part of the story is you didn't know what color your grandmother's eyes were.
yeah.
You fucking jerk.
My Nana, Mary McGee, had blue eyes.
This is a question that I'm actually super interested in, but it's also like a comedic one. Like driving over here, did you get any like signs that were like, this will be a good night or this will be a weird night? Like, I mean,
These guys are shitheads.
just take these guys with a grain of salt. Like, you know, like did anything spark up like for you on the way in, the walk-in when you first got
The fact that we didn't know how the candles worked. We're like, do they burn from the inside? Do they drip out?
We're gonna take the plastic off.
and if so,
4 adult males could not figure out the candle.
and if so, like who was it that was kind of chirping in your ear?
No, not on my way here. And I don't like, I think when I started, I used to like, let me start tapping in, you know, like way before I get there. And I don't tend to not do that anymore.
So you went into this blind.
No, but when
Cuts it
I
off.
talk to Josh, I can tell you. I
Oh
don't-
boy, here we go. Here we go.
Did he have positive vibes coming from him?
No, but when I,
No, he didn't.
that came out wrong. I'm sorry.
No, that was a strong no.
No, but I had like a really, really good feeling because we do, I think we talked about the top of the podcast, right? We do have shared friends, and one of them is an old childhood friend of mine who I've been thinking about so much lately, you know, who's transitioned. She's on the other side, the late, great Joey St. Pierre. So,
So yeah, that was my joke off the air. Was like, oh, the universe bring you guys together, and that's how we end up here.
I had that feeling because Andy reached out, and like anything Andy is like, you know, good news to me, and like I really love talking to Josh, and I hung up the phone, and I was like, this is gonna be good, it's gonna be easy, and I feel like, you know,
Have we been painful? You can be honest. Are we punishers?
Remember we were asking about punishers? There's like 5 in front of you right now, right?
I do. I was thinking this. I do feel bad, like, because the way we're all positioned, she's literally at the end of like the head of the table, and there's 4 or 5 of us now just looking in her direction. Like maybe we should have.
That's
like,
so she can run out the door.
No, just weird. It's just like the 5 of us are like. Like
So I figured she'd be comfortable there because she knows she could make a quick exit.
Yeah.
If she had to get out. She was like, all right.
I feel not only my gift, but my IQ is slipping. I gotta get the hell out of this dancing parlor.
No, not at all. It feels very.
I warned her ahead of time. I was like, we're going to get probably drunk and there's going to be some ball busting, but not directed at her.
Yeah.
This is all stuff that I'm.
Are we
very
bombarding you too
comfortable.
many with questions?
No,
I feel like
I
truly you
love
should take
it.
over.
But no, it's the whole thing, right? Like it's a fucking podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got
Like 2 more.
guys. I got a question.
Of course you do.
Well, no, I'm fascinated by this stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Can you teach Joe? Because he clearly wants it.
I'm already getting a lot of vibes from you.
Are you available next Saturday night? Probably make some good money at this party.
I have this Halloween party that's going on. Now, is there anything that's been like in media, like as far as like movies or something like that, where like you see a movie like something like The Sixth Sense or like even Ghost or
Get up on the mic.
like something like Ghost or something where you're like, Hollywood nailed that. That's what it's like. That's similar. And like going into. Well, I'll let you answer, and then I got a follow-up question. But I mean, is there anything that's like you've seen like a documentary or anything like that that's like they got it right? This is what I feel.
It's in the nonfiction genre. There used to be this show called Medium with Rose. No, which
I remember
Arquette.
that was based
Patricia
on.
Arquette?
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah, I
thought
remember that
was
one. Yeah.
that the way they kind of would, display kind of how the universe can kind of talk back to you in different ways. I thought that was pretty accurate and interesting to watch. That was my favorite.
Okay.
Wasn't that based on like a guy, a psychic's, like a male psychic?
That's based on Alison Dubois, who's a medium
okay.
in I think it's Arizona or New Mexico, but she does a lot of work with law enforcement. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as like, and I know Packer brought up originally, like that movie Ghost, like when like they have like this Whoopi Goldberg, like and they have. Shut up, man! It's an honest question. I'm going somewhere with this.
The movie Ghost has been brought up more in this podcast than it has in all of the country in the last 20 years.
Listen, man. Like Patrick Swayze fucking rules, man. It was a good movie. All
Dude,
right?
the Righteous Brothers had the fucking
Yeah, they made-
their hit came back like 30 years
But I mean,
later.
like that, like. I'm assuming you've probably seen that movie. Everybody's
Are
seen
you
that.
familiar with it? The
Yeah,
Whoopi
okay.
Goldberg vehicle Ghost.
Yeah, but
Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost.
Like, is it like the part when it's like when like Patrick Swayze like jumps into like Whoopi Goldberg's body, or like there's different spirits that jump and like talk through her. Is that a thing? Does that like happen?
That's a really great question.
Possession.
Yeah, that's called.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
All right, do tell.
Has an old black guy jumped into your body and asked about his wife's hair?
So there's two types of mediumship. There's to simplify it. One is called mental mediumship. So it's when you get all the information as we do, like what you would consider more normal mediumship. And then there's trance mediumship, where you go into a trance and you kind of you make the intention to really let the spirit embody you.
Channel through you.
Channel, yes. It's another word for channeling. And if you look at like Tenebrae or the different.
So does that take work on the other side as well as your side, or is that just more you kind of letting that happen?
It's more letting it happen. And it used to happen unintentionally when I gave readings. So sometimes, you could feel them you feel like if somebody was like a bigger bodied person and they come through, you can actually kind of feel like things expand. It sounds super bananas, and I know this, I know it, but you can feel it. And trance mediumship was something that because I was a very reluctant medium, a very skeptical medium, and it's something that didn't appeal to me because it seems very theatrical. And there are some mediums who like can't do or won't do mental mediumship. So mental mediumship can be very evidence based. Like I said, I can bring these data points to you and you tell me yes, no, this is true, this is not true. So we are rooted in some reality, some truth. Mm-hmm. But you can do trance mediumship where you're not bringing through anything that can be validated, but there are some mediums who will just like, I have this entity, and then they kind of talk like they're, from a place on high. There are some people that do that very, very well. I don't know if you know about Esther Hicks and Abraham, but she's one of the rare people that she talks about manifestation. Her name is Esther Hicks. She brings through an entity called Abraham. She's very famous.
What is her name?
Esther Hicks.
I've heard the name Esther Hicks, right? So yeah, look, I mean we got a little time, right? I
mean, we got time.
Fucking down a
you have-
wormhole with fucking Esther.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what? Yeah,
Are we looking this up right now?
I'm just Googling, texting myself
Yeah.
on here so I can look it up later.
yeah. We'll just
But
fucking look it up. Look it up. Yeah, like 'cause I'm a fucking nerd. I'm gonna go down that wormhole later, but I've heard the name.
Yeah. So I kind of shied away from the trance mediumship because there can be some characters who are not out for the collective highest and best, but maybe their own highest and best that tend to kind of do more of that.
Yeah. We should get back, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's not the most
Yeah.
positive energy force.
Yeah,
Spirit,
but then like I told you, mediums do take classes and workshops and all that. I took a class with Rita Berkowitz, who's a well-known teacher in New England. And that was the first time we did it where they place a red light. She placed like a red light when they do this with trance mediumship. And then collectively, you can see the person's face like transfigure when
That's
they
great.
when they
Wow.
make the intention.
Oh, shit.
And so like everybody in the class could see, oh my God, you had a beard, and so or you were a young girl. Like they can see the face transfigure.
So let me ask you about that. So now, I'm familiar with cognitive therapy. I think a lot of our listeners would be familiar with cognitive therapy, right? Like,
Trying to say,
we're all in fucking therapy, right? So like that's the idea for everyone that is not in cognitive therapy is that you can literally rewire your brain. There's been a study. It's been done, MIT and everywhere else in the fucking world. Every morning you wake up and you have, say, 30 pictures in front of you on a computer screen. You have to tap whoever's smiling and not like you don't pay attention to who's frowning. You tap whoever's smiling. That literally. They were doing this in like the late 70s, early 80s. Like you could rewire your brain to look at the positive. So they know that was known in the fucking 80s that you can rewire your brain, and I guess we've gotten leaps and bounds since. But so these classes, this therapy, and all that, is that the rewire or a better understanding of what you already understand? Like I don't know if I'm phrasing the word.
Why don't you rewire your brain not to lose your keys anymore?
I'm going to send you 30 pictures of Joe smiling and that you can click on every morning when you wake up.
Fuck Joe. Yeah, that's it. You know, I tell my kid about your party. Like he wants to go to Joe's house.
There's gonna be a bounce house there. It's gonna be amazing.
But no, like I mean, I understand. I am fascinated by the fucking human brain. Like you literally can fucking rewire it, right? Like we've evolved.
That's why you need to trip on mushrooms, bro.
I do trip on mushrooms.
I don't. What?
I mean, not in years. I've microdosed.
Yeah.
You think I'm doing fucking mushrooms with you motherfuckers?
Yeah,
Like,
hero's journey.
That's next year's Halloween special. Man.
all right, you guys want to get fucking weird? Like,
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
We'll do another
you do
episode
an
of the
8-ball,
launch pad.
I'll donate the mushrooms. All right,
We'll do the launch pad. We'll do another launch pad. All right. But we digress. Okay. So you were talking about almost like transmutation, like where people like you.
right. So there's these classes that they're teaching you how to hone your skills.
Yeah.
It's basically the question, right? Because like I mean, again, like I understand cognitive therapy. I understand that like repetition of these things can rewire your brain. So.
Yeah, it's nothing like that advanced. It's basically practice. It's like you get with other mediums and you practice and you make sure you learn how to set the intention. You learn about different types of mediumship, and you get the opportunity to practice among your peers before you ever do it. To other people, which is very important. Not everybody takes the time to like hone their skills.
Yeah. If you take it seriously, obviously you're going to be
Right.
part of the community and
Right. So
do
yeah.
it responsibly.
Yeah, so there's probably some neuroplasticity and things in play there, but I don't know all the mechanics. It's not very formal. It's just here's an opportunity to hear how somebody does it and get some tips and tricks and move on. And it's really about intention setting. It's really what it comes down to, and getting yourself out of the way, making sure you take your ego out of the way and let things come through you.
When the other people in the class saw like your face change, are they seeing? Is it your physical face change, or is there like almost like another layer on top of it?
Yeah, it's like another layer on top of it. And it was really strange because the intention for, like, that was the first time I did it. And like I said, I'm a very skeptical medium. And I was like, this is like hocus pocus. This is not my jam. I'm not into this. But then when I could see it and everyone was seeing the same thing, it opened up that, and my consciousness a little bit. I was like, wow, this is interesting. And the intention was to channel your spirit guide. So I had always seen somebody, like when I set the intention to like see my spirit guide, but the person that came through was like a middle-aged, overweight white man with a beard. And they're like, yeah, I look like a fat, like
I'm your spirit guide.
Tell me what to do.
I'm honored to be your spirit guide.
Well, no, like it's interesting because I have not done DMT yet. I would love to. I'm going to, but like you've done DMT, but everyone explains the same kind of experience.
No, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, DMT. Because I mean,
Well, no, like you go through the door, all that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
to the door, but But you're not seeing your spirit guide.
No. But like, okay, but you're okay. You're going in with the intention. You're like, I'm not gonna go fucking hang out with Barney, right? Like, it's not that. It's not, you know what I mean? Like,
there's no intention. It just takes you.
it just takes you. You got no
It's not
choice.
like you really have a choice. It just
You just launch into a wormhole.
Well, that's
and you're
good.
like,
That's
all
good
right,
because
cool.
obviously I was like a little nervous about it. I'm like, well, what if I don't go on this journey and I just go to some fucking shitty place that I don't want to be?
What if you go nowhere? It doesn't work for you. It'd be
That's all.
fucking
You
bummed
guys sold
out.
some.
The worst.
Nowhere.
You guys sold
Literally
some
the
bad stuff.
worst. Literally the worst is that you feel a little good, but nothing happens.
So
Let's do that next.
Okay.
and I mean we've already covered the.
That's my shot, buddy.
No, that's mine.
No, you didn't have an empty cup, so I didn't give you one. But Joe, you have an empty.
I didn't have an empty cup. I had a shot.
No, this is my shot.
This is my drink.
Do you want to join in on some?
That is Ryan's.
Oh, that is right. Where's mine?
Motherfucker.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah. See, they think I'm the asshole, right?
You're gonna take the cap back.
So I mean,
It's because I'm pretty. Fuck you guys.
psychedelic drugs aside.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you find like dietary that like enhances your gift? Like, I mean, like not having sugar. Is there like vitamins?
Pineapple.
Is there a strict diet? Exercise?
Mangoes.
Is there anything
Gluten-free.
gluten-free? You know, is there anything that like you feel that like makes you more in tuned with this?
That's a really great question. And yeah, I definitely think that that's true. The cleaner and other mediums will say that. Maureen Hancock, who's a well-known medium in the area, she speaks to this too. The cleaner that I eat,
Like yoga, the whole deal, like taking care of yourself. Physically,
I have
mentally.
Lyme disease too, so that's just generally like when my
An ongoing thing.
yeah. But the cleaner that
I don't know shit about Lyme disease.
No, but it's a lot of it's just you have to take care. There's no cure for it, so the way that you manage the symptoms is with diet, and the higher you can get your life force, the greater the opportunity. Like the sharper the messages are that come through. So if you're not well rested, and if you're like
I've been well rested about 25 years. So.
So
Shit.
so truth over there. You didn't get Lyme disease a few years ago. You got what was it that you had?
I got bit twice. One time I had the little red ring, but they knocked it out with antibiotics, and then I had anaplasmosis.
So
That's different.
He's fucking
well, I'm
Spider-Man
just wondering
now.
if like that tick might have given you the gift.
I won the lottery. I'll never win the regular lottery, but I win the lottery that only 3,000 people in the country have anaplasmosis from a fucking tick bite. Because they shut down the gym and I was walking in the Freetown Forest. That's my gift.
So you got bit by a satanic tick.
yeah, satanic tick.
So like what is that? Is that like the hemophiliac? Where it bleeds too much and you don't bleed?
You get the amazing power to go from like feeling extremely hot and sweaty to the coldest you've ever felt and shivering where you can't even walk in your life.
Oh, shit, huh?
It was the best ability ever, dude. I felt like a superhuman.
But you're over it. So,
Yeah,
I've shared plenty of hotel with you. I've never seen you.
No.
Yeah.
It was like 2 weeks of antibiotics.
Oh, no shit,
I think
yeah.
it's
So-
kind of under control.
So
But this is a digress.
in times when you're when that flares up, like, do you feel that like your gift kind of subsides at all, or?
Yeah, when I'm the healthiest, that's when things come through like the strongest. I can always give a solid reading, but if I'm like feeling my best, it just tends to flow through.
Yeah.
Just goes a little easier.
It's just a little bit easier, yeah, and I feel a little bit better about it all around. So it's a constant struggle. That's one thing that I do want people to understand. It's like there is a lot of. It's not everybody believes in mediumship, and I think that's perfectly okay place to start. But there is a lot of healing that can come through mediumship, but it's not something we can do like every day. It's
Yeah,
like
sure.
it's tiring. We can only do it like for certain. For some a lot of mediums will only do it 3 days a week because that's how draining it'll be for like 3 hours. You know.
So yeah.
So it's a lot of we put in like if you go to a really good ethical medium, like it's not something it looks very easy, like we can just turn it on, but it takes a lot of energy.
Is there
It's like
times
anything with practice. It took a long. It was a long road for you to be able to make it look that easy.
Exactly.
But it isn't that easy.
Exactly.
It comes
is
with-
there a time that you're just like, you know what, I'm not
today ain't the day.
like I'm not fucking feeling it. Like
yeah, we ain't doing
Yeah,
this.
she's feeling that now.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like there might just be like white noise or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? However you would describe it, right? But like this, like, is there ever a time you're like, you know what, I'm not.
Yeah, she's feeling that now.
Like, 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 is there ever a time you're like, you know what, I'm not I'm just getting a lot of like just noise and nothing clear.
No, that really doesn't happen. It happened actually at Play Arcade not that long ago because the person was so inebriated. So, and I tried, but like Spirit's like not into it either.
So you
Neither one
tell
of
me-
them.
Spirits don't even want to touch
Yeah,
what's wrong.
it's like
So we've been drinking since like we hit play.
no. This was like this person could hardly speak type thing. So and his wife wanted him to have a. It was one of those the wife wanted him to have a
Yeah,
reading,
yeah.
and I
So
just,
he wasn't open. Yeah.
and he wasn't open, and he was also
Has there ever been anyone that's come for a reading that's been so shitty of a person that there's no one on the other side waiting to talk to him? so when you're like, it's like, nah, no one wants to talk to you.
No. That is something that it really is redemption for everybody, and you do feel that, and that does come through when you do readings. But I had somebody sit across from me he came in and he didn't say anything, but this came through the reading. He was scared. He had people after them, and he had murdered people, and I knew that, and I said something to that effect, and he nodded his head. So spirits came through for him, and listen, for the highest and best, I have no proof of that. Obviously, I'm not going to report the person, but
Sure.
It's just, I'm open to, yeah, I'm not a snitch. I'm from New Bedford, right?
So was it his victims that were coming to him? Like, dude, why'd you murder me?
No, it was like his grandmother and people, and he needed telling him to get away and to go to church and to reevaluate his life and things like that. So, yeah, as long as if he's coming for his highest and best and the highest and best for everybody involved, but there will be spirits for every person,
Okay.
no matter what they've done on this planet.
Do you have like any sort of gifts as far as like, and I mean, I don't even know if this is in the same wheelhouse as far as like stuff like remote viewing?
Yeah, that's the same. It's definitely in the same wheelhouse. And that's something you can practice too, and it's something that I have done. Yeah.
Can you give like an example of something that you've kind of done that you've kind of like nailed? Like, I mean, like, have you ever, if you focused, could you say what was in my glove box in my car or something like that right now? Like, is it something that?
Yeah, and that's also like.
There's nothing sketchy in my glove box right now. It's just like
He's asking,
normal
like,
shit.
is it direct or is it like just something that'll come to you and then be like, I'm picturing this farmhouse and
again, it's like the practicing part. You can practice to get, people do practice to get like that specific about it. It's not something that I do often or intentionally do often. Something that does happen is that when I do give readings, like I will see the world through the spirit's eyes. So I don't even see the spirit, but I'll see like their feet, their arms, like
POV.
yeah. And
I'm a fan.
I'll be looking around their house, like like if you turn right, the bedroom is here. If you that way.
Could you do something like that right now?
I can't do that necessarily intentionally, but yeah.
Okay.
Joe, go home, wash your dishes.
I mean, as far as
Yeah, I mean we're now hour 37 in, right? Can we?
Well, we
get fucking weird now?
But a quick question first.
One thing. Oh no, go ahead.
All right, let's not all talk on each other. All right, but a quick
You gotta
question.
talk into the mic also, buddy.
And you got to talk into the mic. But you had mentioned when we were talking on the phone that you mentioned that you were training under someone in Britain or the UK. What's the training you're undergoing now, and what is that like focused on?
yeah, because when Josh and I were talking, and I was kind of saying I am a skeptical medium, and then there's a balance between keeping things evidence-based, but also keeping your mind open enough that you're even open to this work to begin with. And then
It's gonna be a delicate balance, right?
yeah,
Like,
it is, because you want. I didn't want to be associated with like the charlatan part of mediumship, and I'm like, I'm not that person. I'm evidence-based.
Sure,
I wouldn't bring through a spirit guide, because you can't prove that, right? I can see somebody that I believe is your spirit guide, but you can't validate that for me. There was a time when I wouldn't do past life readings because you can't validate that for me. I was very, very strictly evidence-based.
But you could see that. You could see someone's past life.
There are past life readings. The validation part is tricky, which is why I avoided them. Again, because there are some characters in this work who are not as ethical as they should be, and they'll throw out past life readings to anybody.
Everybody was a king or like a ruler.
So
no one was a peasant in a past life. Yeah.
And so I haven't even done those professionally. I do them for my friends because
Okay.
for that reason. But I actually read so I do have a mentor in the UK. His name is Tony Stockwell. He's a very well-known medium there. And Tony's so good. He's been doing this for so long. He has so much evidential mediumship that he can back up. He's done some really incredible psychic detective work. He had a TV show on psychic detective work. He's so knowledgeable, so grounded, and so not a charlatan in any way. So he's opened me up to some past life readings, all of that. And then, you know, like earlier this year, he was like, "What do you think about aliens?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Here we go.
I was like,
get
I
into this.
totally, you know, I find that all of that super interesting. And like, where's the connection? And so because I trust him so much, he's taken me from like a skeptical medium to really opening up. And he was like, "What if I offered a class on channeling aliens? Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." So this is something I don't talk about with like
No,
to
talk
the
about
general
it.
public,
Yeah,
but
no,
I'll
this
talk
is the
about
forum.
it.
No, it's just us five in here. It's just us.
This is the forum.
But this is something like way out that I generally wouldn't talk about, but I will talk about it in front of your audience. And because he was doing a demonstration, he has a lot of public demonstrations in the UK and all over the world. And during the middle of the demonstration, and Tony's like right on, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like everything, he's so tuned in. And in the middle of the reading, he said he started channeling not an alien that had a past life, a present day alien on another planet.
That was
That
he was using whatever part of his brain that.
yeah, he was just
Like-
open to whoever came through, and he does a lot of that trance mediumship.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was an alien, it was a present day. And this is a man who's proved himself so many times. So,
Do you feel there's like a danger in that though?
and again, I think it's all intention setting, and like, we don't know, so we can't pretend it's all good or all bad. I tend to believe it's all.
So that's the PC way of saying it, right? Like,
Do you think there's
it's intention setting. Like, I don't want it to be bad.
If it's what you allow to come through. So if you just set the intention that, you know, the highest and best, then that's what you will get.
Is there any mediums that maybe feel that this gift has anything to do with aliens itself, and that's the only reason they have this gift?
I think more and more people are starting to ask those questions
Okay.
and start to think about that. Like, you know, we call, and we see them differently. Even people who have past life, near-death experiences like we talked about before. They will see their loved ones. They will see their spirit guides. People see angels. We talk about source. What is source? Is this a simulation? We have all of these new questions, and where does
That's
this
why
all fit in?
it's
So it's really interesting. Like,
is it all intertwined? Is what I'm saying.
yeah, and I don't think anybody has the answers, and I certainly don't have all the answers, and I don't pretend to. But it's just like the fact that I'm doing this with him right now. It's super exciting, and if you look at the class, it's like it's not who you would think it would be. It's like grandmothers from Scotland, like, you know, like people who they've
Me,
seen,
Nan.
it's really funny. But these are people who like have had some experience seeing things, seeing crafts, or seeing star beings, as Tony calls them. This is star being course. So it's super interesting. And also
So let me ask you this: though, like, are those courses that he's selling, or is that?
yeah, he does sell courses.
I understand. Like, everyone's
Yeah.
going to make money.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm just
Yeah.
a third party, right? Like, okay, like, come to my class. It's $39.95, and
Yeah.
Has there been anybody that that you know of, or that's like, as far as had any sort of like new psychic or medium gifts after like saying that they've encountered a UFO, or
I got a guy coming on named Chris Bledsoe that addresses that.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that another.
yeah. I just got cut up on
just because
on
the
other
aliens
guy
came
that
up, so I figured
had sex with an alien. I was like, holy shit.
I got one question. I have many questions.
As you related to Drew.
Yeah.
We're gonna get. You're gonna next
This is
time
the
we
first
do
time
it.
we all got to interview one person.
Yeah.
Nobody's one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get your card by the end of the night. I'm just gonna be bothering you
The
all
next
night long.
the next M4, you're gonna be wearing a Riddler costume with all the questions.
Sorry. and this diverges from like the UFO stuff a little bit, but I'm curious, like, what do you think about like people like trying to contact spirits like on their own through things like Ouija boards and things like that?
I was going to ask that too. Good question.
Thank you. So it's a good question.
Mark validated you.
Mark validated.
That's a good question.
You think that's a good idea? Like, do you think like like?
I mean, it seems very innocent from the outside, but then you do hear stories of people who brought a Ouija board into their home, opened it up for spirits, and got some paranormal.
They didn't set intention.
They didn't set
They didn't set intention.
But do you think that it's real, or do you think it's like all in their mind?
I think it can be both or either.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Depending on
I
the
think that's in life. In life, if you set intention, right, that is a fucking good way to be, right? To
Yeah.
set intention. Set intention.
I'm making a straight edge, positive hardcore band called Set Intention.
Set intention. Bridge 9 Records.
Bridge 9 Records. Chris, we're coming. We're coming, buddy.
Set your intention, Chris, to release an album.
Set intentions. That's hard, man. That's hard. That's a hard fucking way to live. It's a hard way to live. Set intentions. That's hard.
But
we're all shithead street kids, right? Like, I know, if you haven't picked that up yet.
well, she knew Joey. But to go back
Joey's was one of my best friends.
to important things, to talk about aliens again, to bring it back.
Let's get back to aliens.
Let's get it back. We've had a couple people on that have talked about aliens, like they were experiencers in different ways, but they also weren't completely convinced that it was alien as in otherworldly, but they did acknowledge that it was non-human intelligence. So, like,
I'm drinking vodka, my friend.
In the class that in your experience, do you feel more like that it is otherworldly, or is it like other interdimensional, or is it something, like, do you get any, or do you ever like contact things that are like just more interdimensional? It's not like necessarily another planet in a different galaxy or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So the course just started, and I'm super excited about it.
okay, so we're gonna have you on in a couple months. Is that what you're saying?
Coming back. But
After the course,
we're doing like he keeps it. So Tony's very good, and I would only do something so out there with somebody that I know has such
credibility.
Credibility. That's the word. Thank you.
I'm psychic too. I can guess words. I just guess words.
I was searching for that word. And he's such a kind person, and he's so well rooted. And I haven't talked to him, but I do think he crafted, because I was nervous to take the course, because even any mediumship class, you kind of are afraid of the personalities that'll come in, because then everybody comes into this work with the highest and best intention. But everybody in this class that's so out there, they're so salt of the earth people, and it's just been a lot of fun. But he's opening up our minds to is this an alien that's living now, or in the future, or in the past?
Sure. So, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then also it's we have our concept of what an alien is, right? And that's the things that we've seen. But he's how many billions of planets are out there? And, you have to totally open up yourself as a channel to get any information, and take out your, so.
See, I do like that idea.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of what our concept of a fucking alien is going to be. We have fucking no idea, right? We don't. Yeah.
Could be someone that lives in the center of the earth.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I get
Do you entertain the notion that this gift that you have is remnants of alien DNA that somehow we've been kind of cross?
That's what I was. That's what I was getting at.
So she's got her hands up in the air. Yeah.
Is it Hitchens?
May I translate this for radio?
Was it Hitchens? Is it Hitchens that thinks that we might have been genetically altered from lower primate to alien DNA, and that this might be we all
Who's
have
the real master race?
Yeah, we all have
theories.
we all have a little bit of trace.
I believe
psychic ability in us, and yourself. Maybe a little bit more than
the phrase is ancient astronaut theorists. Ancient astronaut theorists believe.
Okay, let her answer this, because she just did the shrug, the smiling shrug. I want her to get into this.
Yeah, because even though I am a skeptical medium, and when my mentor Tony mentioned that to me, I lit up, because I have always felt that way. When those voices, I'm is it my weird great aunt that I didn't know, or it felt collective, and it felt otherworldly, and it felt above us. And I if you look at the evolution of man in the last 200 years, how did we get to where we were to now? And has there been, DNA manipulation. I don't know, but
Divine intervention?
Yeah, divine intervention.
There's aliens, or there's just like the stoned ape theory where like they've just started eating psychedelic mushrooms.
Right,
Like,
right.
So,
I mean, and I just drive a truck for a living, so I mean, like the jury's out on me as far as which
Where we're at,
which
yeah.
one I believe. You know.
I
Every
don't,
time.
I've been to Greece, man. They're actually not that evolved.
There goes all that grease listeners.
Sorry, Greece.
How the rating
hey,
in Greece?
hey, just don't
Greek listeners.
I know it's
don't
like
talk about
civilization,
India.
quote unquote,
India's number
started. They're like, we invented democracy. I'm like, what the fuck have you done with it? Like,
But yeah,
that's all I have to say about that.
No. I when you hear about alien encounters, like that's one thread of consistency through them all is that they spoke to me without words and I understood them and they
That's right.
understood
Yeah,
me.
that's why I said this
That is
earlier.
consistent through pretty much every culture.
Are you familiar with Chris Pittman's work?
No.
All right.
Big alien guy.
I'll send you that podcast.
No, like actual alien guy.
Yeah.
Chris Pittman. No.
And him and Matthew Roberts. Those I screwed up. I was supposed to send you those. I didn't send you those 2 episodes.
No, super interesting. I'm not.
This is where I got into the
I-
non-human intelligence stuff.
I'm a skeptic.
And,
I'm open-minded.
yeah, and who I was talking about before was Esther Hicks, and she channels Abraham,
Yeah.
and she's one of like the trance people that has a ton of credibility. When she talks, she goes, on your planet, humans on your planet. Like she constantly refers to our experience on Earth, and the things that it's a planet of contrast. It's good and bad, and she breaks it down. She sounds like she's channeling aliens. It's like no doubt, and she's very credible. She sounds totally wacko at first. It took me a long time to come around. Like it does. Every step of the way, I've questioned everything. I didn't get here without questioning every step, every teacher, every twist and turn. But she is somebody with a lot of credibility, and she talks as if she was another life form.
I'm gonna ask a real stupid question. So I want you to hold on.
We're just about 2 hours in.
This is a podcast first. Joe's gonna ask a dumb question.
That's a real stupid
Hold on.
Is there? Hold on, people.
Batten down the
Is there
hatches.
ever like a communication in like a language that like you don't understand?
That's a good question, actually.
But I mean, like,
I'll go
I don't know
speak
if you
English.
speak any other language, but I mean, if you're ever like, there's a Spanish guy that's talking to me, and I got no idea what the hell he's saying.
So that's
like,
an excellent question.
oh, all right.
And no, that really is.
We digress.
Because I'm like, you're talking about like alien intelligence,
Right.
and it's just kind of like, I'm just like, well, like,
Bapu, beepu, doo, doo.
well, yeah, I'm just like, I'm like, well, I mean, they're higher intelligence, so maybe they speak every language, and like maybe they're just beaming their thoughts into
Bro,
you.
we got Google Translator. You don't think the aliens got something?
They've got amazing
All right,
shit.
we can do it.
But
dude.
I'm just saying, like, as far as like a deceased relative, like, say, like somebody comes up to you and they're just, I don't know if you speak Spanish or something like that, and they just start speaking Spanish to you, and you're just like,
Or is there a universal language?
well, yeah.
Yeah, there is a universal unspoken
It's called love,
language.
bro.
Because
Called
Let her talk. I gotta hear this.
I do believe there's a universal language. That's why people talk to star beings without words, right?
yeah.
And when the spirit comes through from another culture who spoke another language, I'll generally get like, this person is from another culture. I want to say
Spicy.
something, but I can't. That type
Because
of thing.
she's motioning towards her mouth, right?
Yeah. Sorry, most of the time. So I'll acknowledge that there's something like I feel like I have an accent, that type
Okay.
of thing. But there are mediums. Like there is a medium. His name is Tom Fredericks. He's a Native American. He gives classes out of Women of Wisdom where I give readings as well. But Tom grew up. He's a medicine man, like legitimate medicine man. Studied on the reservation and all that, and he grew up giving messages. It was part of his culture. And so if you talk to him, he doesn't really, Native Americans have spirit guides and all of that, but he just says he's connected to source. So Tom is so connected that he will, in a reading, say like words that are to him gibberish, but it's from another language.
So it's interesting, and as an anthropologist, that you would probably know about this, right? So
potentially.
no, but no, like mediums have been throughout all of culture, right?
Right,
Like
right.
around the world.
Yes.
Blah, blah. This is not an American thing or an
Right.
English thing or a
Right.
German thing or an Indian thing. Like it's culturally been a fucking thing. Why I hold obviously skepticism. I'm fucking a fucking douchebag, fucking Irish kid from Boston, right? Like I don't know fucking shit about shit, right? But it's like I'm gonna be skeptical.
You know shit about scratch tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, like, you know,
Newport cigarettes.
Scratchies and ciggies.
I don't fucking smoke cigarettes, but I do sell fucking bar pizza. The best in New Bedford. The
Get that plug
best in
in,
New
okay.
Bedford. But, nonetheless.
One day in, we're best in New Bedford.
We're the best. We're the best in New Bedford. I guarantee it.
Hey, man, we 150 people
There was a
don't
question going there, right?
No, but no. Like what I'm saying is I do understand that this has been
I'm not pointing like
a
dick,
part
I'm just-
a part of culture around the world.
Yeah.
Forever. It has been a thing. You know what I mean? So okay,
throughout
cool.
time, throughout culture.
Throughout time and culture, yeah. So to ignore that is not understanding
Yes. That exactly.
human existence and culture and all that. Like I get that. Right?
Yeah,
Just because my shit is limited, it doesn't mean anything. I'm not.
Right. Yes. And
This kid's making fucking hints. I don't know what.
No, like there's a question that I want to ask her,
Oh, you have a
but I feel
follow-up.
it's
He's
not
ask-
my place to ask her.
he's
so
asking,
I'm
he's asking.
signaling to truth.
Is it okay to have a follow up?
It's smoke signals.
It's something I'm fascinated with, but so
Joe wants
But no. I just.
you want me to? I want to know my winning lottery tickets. No.
I don't know. I do. I want to acknowledge that. Like coming. I'm not a scientist or blah blah, but I'm saying I'm aware that throughout culture, throughout history,
Yes.
mediums,
Yeah.
and this is not new.
Right.
None of this is new.
And I think that's important to say, and it's something for skeptical people like myself. Like I was a skeptical, still am. I was in Greece, and earlier this year, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
But
Were you in Athens?
I was in Athens, and I
That's
was.
the worst place I've ever been. I've been to 52 countries. That's the worst place I've ever been in my life.
Did you go to the islands? Though?
No, that's what everyone says. Go to the islands. Like I couldn't even leave fucking Athens. This place is gross.
Was that?
I never thought ill of Greek
the
people
Greek
until I was
listeners
in
are
Athens. I was like, this place is gross.
Yeah.
Never been to Greece.
I lived in Astoria.
Don't
New
go-
York,
you've
which
never
is
been to
little
Greece?
It's the only place I've
So you'd be fine because you could pass, bro. Like
Hey.
speak towards the mic. Yeah. My paisan friend over here. But no. Athens is a fucking shithole. I
No,
hate-
but there was so much about the Oracle of Delphi. And
Sure.
ancient,
I'm sure she was a nice lady. But like,
the ancient rulers would come.
Who's on the
to talk
squeaky
to
chair?
them.
Hold on one
I
second.
think it's Packer.
It's Packer.
get some oil.
Someone's on the squeaky chair. It's fucking
Packer.
shit up. All right.
George, what's up over there?
Don't be
Look,
dry. George's only contribution is he dry snitched on Packer.
She's been giving some beers.
You trying to stitch on me?
And no, he's been
Give me
handing
your fucking
he's
chair,
been
buddy.
handing me,
You got no
highlights.
mic over there. Give me a chair. You think I'm joking?
Switch off.
Real talk.
It was just super
Tell about your
distracting.
near-death coma experience.
Is there anything around?
I mean, I'm not
Oh yeah, we were.
But to that point, it could be ancient
back to the
Greece.
Greeks.
It could be Native Americans.
You're like, now back to the most important thing.
Back to the Greek. George, you Greek?
No. Please.
That's my uncle.
Me and Joe can start spreading stone any minute.
I need
I
some
don't.
Mason.
You guys all have a nice olive tone. I have no idea. Like,
Why do you think we placed them all over on that side?
We're gonna build a wall.
parents-
Race war. It's a race war.
this is where the magic happens.
Yeah. 2 hours in is where the magic happens.
Feel free to run to the door at any
30
second.
seconds before.
All right. So now, like, before it gets carried away, let's do some fucking ghost shit, huh?
But a serious question is.
No, don't
Wait, hold on. But like, I don't fully understand how you experience it. I don't know if you have to fully open yourself up, but have you felt anyone knocking at the door
Oh, since I've been here?
since you've been here?
No, I haven't even opened up. So
Fuck you. Ryan.
Also, would you like a shot of tequila?
and I think,
It will help the cold.
I'm pretty sure, but yeah, any of our friends that wanted to knock on the door,
I know.
Because like it's like 7 o'clock.
Has any of our mutual friends wanted to knock on the door?
Because it would be.
You have a lot of shared spirits. Is that?
Do you
I mean,
feel,
all of us at this table. Yeah, I mean, we know
do
a
you-
lot of people.
do you feel that there's like, I mean, do you see or do you feel that there's like any spirits, guardian angels, like surrounding any particular?
Is there anyone in
us are gonna
particular?
Not around you.
Not around me.
I'm kidding.
Screw you, George. You asked too many.
All right, guys. That's the most question you get. See ya.
I can. But we can get more into this. Is it okay if I take a quick bathroom?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And so, not about you, just
About the Greeks,
so movies.
the movies. Okay.
Horror, whatever. It's October.
Scream
Anything?
6, horrible.
Okay.
I wouldn't even watch it.
So
6 Scream.
Because I have your
6,
Peacock account.
Scream 6. Scream
Yeah.
6.
the only person that likes that movie is not on the phone right now.
Danny,
Danny,
I gotta tell you though, I was out in Arizona. I have a bunch of things to say. I was just on that West Coast tour.
Yes.
Slapshot, Shit Terror, and Skullcrack went out West Coast. First night, we're in Seattle. Fucking kid comes up to me. He's like, I listen to the fucking podcast regularly. I love the M4s. And I'm not. I blow smoke up my fucking shit. I don't give a fuck. But like,
Give the kid a shout out, man.
I don't remember his fucking name. But like
Sorry, Seattle dude.
Seattle dude.
Seattle dude, if you're
You
listening
know
to
what?
this.
I'd know your name if you were a Patreon subscriber, motherfucker. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah, it's not like we became best friends. It's like we just fucking shot the shit in front of the fucking.
I'm just shouting out the Patreon.
Yeah. But no. Like in Seattle, the kid was like M4s are super fucking funny. Like he came on me. It's not like, hey, I know you as a bass player of Slapshot. He's like, you're the dude from the M4 podcast. I
It's
was like,
crazy, right?
Like, fuck
bro,
you, dude.
bro. Seriously, I was incognito at like a Cannibal Corpse show. And some dude came, some like 18-year-old kid came up to me. He's like, yo, I listen to the podcast. I was like, how do you fucking know what I look like, dude? Like, you don't do video, dude. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But no.
Somebody just comes up the pack and goes, hey,
Shout out.
real talk.
But no, it's
I'm
cool.
not that drunk yet, bro.
Shout out.
I'm trying to be professional.
Yeah, we're trying. I know it's hard, but shout out. I wanted to ask if there was any.
That's it. Yeah, like me.
I wanted to ask if there was any people that wanted to do, like phone sex. Like if there was people that just wanted, like there were creepers that just wanted to come through to do someone's husband died.
Afterworld sex.
Someone's
sex with
husband
me?
died. Yeah, like the
Don't be a pussy. You gotta ask.
like a creepy husband comes through and is like, hey, what's up? I just
be a
want to
pussy.
say what's up to my wife. Right? Blah blah blah.
Well, that was the question too. Like, first question is like, yo, you're flicking the bean. Motherfucker's talking to you. Oh, do you, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in a long time, you're shutting it off. But she just said she could shut it off. She'd be like, fuck you guys. At least in a long time.
I'm the worst at movie. I saw a movie that was fucking good. It's like
I disagree.
I look at the devil, face the devil. It was a Korean movie.
I saw the devil.
I saw the devil.
Yeah, it came out a few years ago. It's a
Couple years ago.
It's like a serial killer movie.
The serial killer where the dude
like the cop is like getting revenge on the serial killer,
dude.
right?
So listen, it's
Yeah.
a good concept. So this dude,
See, I do. See, I watch a movie like that.
bro,
It's good.
But bro, listen to it. It
Haunted House
takes
movie?
a twist. No,
Don't give a fuck.
It takes a twist, right? So it's a dude. He's like high end security or a cop or something, and there's a serial killer kills his wife. So it's a revenge movie, really, more than anything. So this dude gets this like tracking pill, and he tracks the serial killer down and gives it to shoves it down his throat. So he follows the serial killer around, and whenever the dude's about to do some grimy shit, he shows up and just beats the fuck out of him, like to an inch before his life. Yeah, and then it's just he's like teaching him a lesson. Like it's like a tough lesson.
I watch that. Like I spit on your grave. Like that was a hard movie, right? Hard movie. That's a hard movie. Look, like I'm a violent motherfucker. I've done some fucked up shit, right? I don't
As she sits down.
I just got to take a phone call outside. She just runs for it.
Yeah. No, but for real, I don't like violence against women. Like that is
Well, good.
that is fucking hard, right?
Yeah.
So the whole fucking thing is that woman takes revenge.
Oh, some serious revenge.
Yeah, cuts out the dude's dick, all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like take. But
it's a rough
like
movie.
the first half of that movie, like I was like, oh, bro.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
You know what I mean? I like terror, not horror. I don't want gore. I don't want that. Right? Like.
You like psychological?
No. Yeah. So Rob Zombie's a fucking jerk off.
Yep.
We'll go back to movies later.
No, hold on. Give me one. Let me finish this thought. The movie.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. You want me to say real talk? So we have like a group text, and everything that these guys start and end the text with is real talk when they're addressing me.
Real talk with Ryan Packer.
Yeah. I get hired in a draft's asshole. And I get fucking wasted.
What was your book club? You just read the first 3 pages.
10 pages. Yeah, you asked me about a book I literally just bought. Like, motherfucker. You want to discuss books now? I'll discuss books now. Nonetheless.
Yeah.
What the fuck was Rob Zombie's movie? The
Monsters?
No, not the fucking Monsters.
Halloween?
The good one. The fucking good one.
House of a Thousand Corpses?
No, the second
Devil's
movie.
Rejects, yeah.
Devil's Rejects, thank you. So the Devil's Rejects. So that fucking scene when they're in a hotel room, I was like, motherfucker, don't rape this girl. Don't fucking show it. Don't fucking rape this girl. Don't rape. That made me uncomfortable. Made my skin crawl.
As it should. That was the
that's
point.
a healthy thing.
Yeah. That's the thing. I was like, good for this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
Like, you got me. You got me. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
You know? Because again, I'm against all of that shit, right?
Yeah.
That's the only movie that I like that he did.
Yeah.
Because of that scene, but like those characters were new. It sucked that he used those characters 37 times after. But that it was that scene. I was like, wow, man, that was well written, well shot. You got me. You got me, and that fucking scene made the movie for me. I was like, don't fucking show it, dude. Don't.
Do you this time of year do you get into the holiday season by watching horror movies or anything like that, or is that? I deal with this stuff too much in my own mind that I don't need to be watching like the Changeling or something like that.
That's my whole take on horror movies. Man. Like I just don't like them. Man.
I don't watch horror movies.
You're not a horror movie?
I can't. It's just like physically, I feel
You absorb kind of too much of the
emotions and the vibes.
Does that make me an empath?
Empath, yeah.
You're an empath. Ryan Packer, empath. We'll make some new business cards.
No shit.
I don't like rapey movies.
But I can make a
Who
good
does, dude?
But I can
Nobody
make a good
does.
pizza.
I don't know. I don't like. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like fucking violence is fucking a part of my brain, and fucking sex is another part of my brain.
They don't need to mix.
I don't. Yeah, just.
All right.
There's a lot of people that does mix.
I know.
Like,
But
I'm a 225-pound guy, right? Like all these girls, like choke me. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. that's not sexy to me.
Let's get back to the medium talk. All right? I'm getting uncomfortable.
Dre is back.
Fuck you. No girls ever asked you to choke her? Fuck you, you liar. Fuck you both. You're both lying.
I didn't say that. I'm getting voices in my head saying I should end this conversation. All right.
Have you ever channeled anyone and you woke up in the middle of it and you were choking somebody else? I'm just kidding. All right. So, all right. What are we doing?
I want to know. You had said that.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Go.
All right.
Talking to the mic.
All right, I'll cut you off.
Thank you.
Is there any questions you have? Because we've asked a lot. Or is there anything you want to talk about specifically, or any questions you
Anything
have?
that we didn't touch on that is important about the
When
whole-
does
Is there anything about my life personally that you would like to ask me?
Do you want to know more about George? George hasn't talked about it.
Or the Greek?
This guy was in a coma. Tell him about that.
With a brain parasite.
Yeah.
Did the brain? Can you
I
talk
mean,
to
his hair was normal
Can you talk
before
to
that.
the brain parasite?
George,
Not
do you want to tell her your story?
No. He's coming on the podcast, another episode to talk about the brain parasite.
Okay. All right. So
Stay tuned.
Foreshadowing. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
is there anything like I know you said before we took our
Guess we're not
break that you said that you've kind of turned things off while you've been here and you've been answering questions. Like to turn things on, like is there any like spirits, guardian angels, whatever that are like circling.
No, but she hasn't turned it on yet. You
Well,
have
I was
to ask
asking her if she could turn it on.
Do you ever listen to Glenn Danzig to turn
you
those powers on?
you have to ask to turn it on first, and then after it's turned on, then you ask, is there anything circling around?
Yes.
I don't know if it works like that.
It doesn't work like that?
Yeah, generally.
Could you turn it on?
Yeah, I could turn it on.
I mean, that's the first woman Joe's turned on in a long time.
Real talk.
Hashtag real talk. Take a drink.
That was good. That was good. Now you're shining. Now
That's why we keep you around. All right.
What are we in? 2 hours and 9 minutes.
2 hours and 9 minutes. Yeah. Let's get real.
The spirit's warming up your car right now.
So there are 5 of you in here. Does somebody want to volunteer to go first, or
I'll go first.
Well, but before we go first,
Truth, you go
no,
first.
I don't want to go first. I don't want to go first.
No, you.
No. Before we go first, I just want to see if you turn it on. Is there anything that comes forward?
Yeah, do that. Is there anything that comes
First,
forward
yeah.
First.
Let's do that.
And it's not testing you.
Or is
it's
that
just,
bad?
It's just seeing the room. Like,
just in general, you want to see who comes? in?
is there
Yeah.
anything that comes? Yeah.
I can do that.
Does it work that way? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sometimes-
What it does work that way. What I tell people, like,
Would you rather us not do that? It's up to you.
You want to stop asking questions and let her just do it?
Are you warm? Are you cold?
What's my winning lotto?
what I tell people is like, we can keep it open to see who, especially when it's like when I'm doing mini readings or something, we're interested in time. So we can keep it open to see who comes through. It might be like somebody that you were hoping to connect with, or it could be like your weird Uncle Bob that,
Or an
you
alien.
know.
That's what happened, that's happened to me before.
So
Or an alien? Yeah.
like we can keep it open, and then it could be somebody a little bit less relevant, or if
And then if nothing comes through, then we can do like a directed thing.
yeah, then we can do it. Okay, sure, let's do that. Just keep in mind that it could be kind of anybody.
Vague.
Yeah.
You want to
And let us know what you need from us. Do you need quiet or do you need? Yeah.
No,
She
just,
needs quiet.
I'm just gonna take like 30 seconds to kind of like switch the dial and feel the energy around me.
So we're half a bottle of Ocho in.
So it's Mark, right, in the middle here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark unseen.
She's writing Joe sucks.
I don't know. I think maybe I'm just being drawn to you probably because you volunteered and I was already kind of honing in. But let me just see who else I have here for you. There is a grandfather around you that it feels like you were close to in particular. Do you have a grandfather on the other side?
I have 2 grandfathers that have passed. I wasn't really super close to either one of them.
Right on that mic, buddy.
Okay.
But I mean, I wasn't super close to either one of them, but I knew them. There's somebody else older that I was maybe closer with, but I don't know if that would be it. Or.
And yeah, is it like a grandfather? It could be, so a grandfather, a step grandfather, a surrogate grandfather would kind of come through. Let me
Just an old dude you were close to.
let me
Weird
let me
uncle.
see. Let me just pull him through and see who we got, Mark, and you can kind of take it from there. But it could very well, because it's the feeling of the person that's generally how it comes through for me right away. Yeah. Ooh. Definitely on the quieter side, this man. And when you say you knew your grandfathers, you lived with them. Like, if I bring through evidence, you can say you can validate them, or did you not know much about
No,
them?
I knew both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There is a man here. He's definitely on the quieter side. Just give me a second to kind of pull him through. On the quieter side, I also feel like he had some like undiagnosed anxiety. I feel a lot of stress when I'm around him. On the higher strung side, but quiet is the personality that he's coming through with.
So just to narrate, she's not looking at Mark, looking off, but like kind of doodling on her notepad. But I don't know. I can't see if you're writing or not.
Yeah, I'm just scribbling.
Yeah. But no, again, just to narrate.
Yeah, and
Set the tone.
it's not a man of many words. Is this your mother's father? Do you know, or can you recognize this personality? It feels more on your mother's side, but I could be wrong with that.
It honestly could be either.
Either.
And I'm not like hate to say that, but yeah, it could be either.
All right, that's okay. Don't give me too much information.
Okay.
Just tell me yes or I don't know. All right, let me just pull him through. It's strange because I see him around both of your parents in different ways, and I don't know why yet. He definitely feels like he was on the stricter side. I feel like, do you know if this feels like your dad's side now? It's switching sides. Definitely feels like on the stricter side. I'm getting more on your dad's side now. Was your dad? Do you know if your dad's dad was strict? Just tell me yes, no, or
Yeah, he was.
yeah. He feels like
He was quiet. So
quiet, like
Not emotional.
not emotional. There's definitely a lot of like anxiety in my chest. Like I said, I don't think that this was diagnosed, and he feels like definitely I'm on the stricter side with your dad. It definitely seems like even when he was around you, he was a bit standoffish when you were a kid. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Like hard to approach. Okay. Yeah, hard to crack a smile even, like slow to crack a smile is the feeling that I get.
You got an idea, like, was she talking to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Energy around him is like very military. Not that he was in the military, but he makes me feel like when your dad would be around him when your dad was little, like kind of I have to live up to a certain expectation and improve myself here. And I want to say your grandfather's expectations weren't always realistic of your dad. And this put a lot of pressure on your dad. There's something here that he's trying to communicate to you, something through your dad. So just give me a second to pull out the message here. Yeah, that's the thing is we are on to an audience, but there's kind of no secrets in the spirit world, so you have to be prepared. If you bring somebody through, okay.
I'm honestly, I'm fascinated, right? 'Cause it's not like super direct, right? Like as you explained to us earlier, it's sometimes it's messages, sometimes you have to interpret.
Yeah, it depends.
Right, and then sometimes it's direct, right? Like we're kind of in a weird situation here, but like,
yeah,
it's interesting.
I don't edit, Mark, but if it's anything real, we'll edit.
No,
Motherfucker.
Yeah,
If any of us start crying, we're live. We're live. We're live.
But if there's any Mark family secrets,
He's dead anyways. It's fine.
That's interesting. Like,
yeah, and
I've
it's
never
just
done it. New to me.
it just feels like your dad is still here. Is that what you said? Or your dad is
he's here.
Yeah, I was gonna say your dad's still. There's an apology here because would you understand that your father was present but not always present, like in your life growing up? Like I'm physically present, but I feel a lot of dissociation when I connect with your dad. A lot of tuning out.
I mean, my parents divorced when I was 5, but I did always see my dad like throughout my life. So
yeah, and it's not
so he was he still is a good dad actually.
Yeah, it's not a condemnation of your dad, and it's not saying that he wasn't present or didn't do the things, but the picture that they're showing me is like your dad was present around you, like, and I want to say doing all the right things, but he just doesn't feel physically present. It feels I just feel like kind of disconnected from my body, kind of disconnected what's happening around me.
And this is coming from my grandfather or from my dad?
Coming from your grandfather
Okay.
about your dad. And he's just taking responsibility because he put a lot of pressure on your dad.
Okay.
Growing up in a way that shut your dad down a little bit. And so it's like you didn't always get like the fully present dad that you deserve. And this should make a lot of sense to you. If it doesn't, we might be off with the some things, but it's not that your dad was a bad dad, but it's just like your grandfather saying I was too strict on your dad. And for that reason, your dad there's a little bit of dissociation there, and he wasn't always as present as he should have been. And it's because your grandfather was far too strict on him growing up, and you shut your dad down in a lot of ways that he never opened up from.
Yeah, that could be possible.
Okay.
That's your living dad that she's channeling some energy through.
Yeah.
Oh, the grandfather.
Yeah, it's his the father's father saying like I was too strict on your dad.
on his father.
On his
And now his father is.
Yeah, my dad's still alive. I'm actually going to see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
He seems nice.
Yeah.
Took every ounce of willpower not to.
And it's just a man that doesn't smile. See with brunette, he doesn't have full lips, just thin lips, brown hair, kind of a sterner, like slow to smile is the way that I see him. Does that look like your dad's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, the physical features.
Well, I'm sorry. We were playing goofy sound effects.
It's okay. It's okay.
Because we have like the sad horns. We were trying to figure out which ones were the sad horns.
Fucking jerks.
With this, like,
Speaking to the fucking mic, buddy. Speaking to the mic, Joe.
oh, sorry. my bad.
If you got a fucking question, step up.
So I mean, as far
Ruining
as
my
like,
podcast.
Mark's, like grandfather, who you appear think that this is, like, is he like talking directly to you, like as of right now?
A live guy?
Yeah, I'll like I see this face.
Yeah.
Like I said, this doesn't have his thinner lips, brown hair, and then I hear bits and pieces, and I feel like regret. I
And then
feel
like-
remorse.
Only Italian with thin lips.
Is there a way that, like, if Mark had like a particular like question for his grandfather, like, and Mark asked, like, would there be like an answer that the grandfather could give to you?
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Get that Sunday gravy recipe or something like that?
No. Remember, like, hey, remember the time you fought for the fascists in Italy?
No, but I mean, is there something that, like,
And there's also an apology to you because he
It's
was
on that button.
he was standoffish when you were young. And
Yeah, I mean, he was always standoffish. He was a great guy, but he was standoffish.
Yeah, it was definitely like it was almost like you wouldn't want to step in his personal space. That's how standoffish I feel when I connect with him. Like, he's intimidating. He definitely isn't like one for the warm hug. Again, not a condemnation, but he's acknowledging that he was totally standoffish when you were young. He wasn't. I mean,
Does he want to hug Mark right now?
the thing is that he's saying too is like as standoffish as he was or as stern as he was, the energy that he had around you, he was like 10 times worse when your dad was young, like very, very austere kind of, and with your dad and rare to show him positive emotions. So again, I don't know what the missing link is here, and I don't want to, it feels like this is to a larger group, but whatever it is, it's like,
If it was one-on-one, maybe
no,
it'd be...
I just wonder sometimes because like I don't want to say something. It feels like
You
they're
can
not-
say anything you want. It won't bother
No,
me.
I know, but it's not even you. It's just like there's something here with your dad and your grandfather being too harsh on your dad, and I'm not going to spell it out, and I don't know all the ways, but he was far too severe on your dad, like in far too austere, not very emotive, not very affectionate, and that has impacted you in ways that he's taking responsibility for. And also the apology goes to you. It's like, I definitely was standoffish. I definitely wish had I gone back. Like I was very much just, he was always in the worried state, always in the mental state, and wish he had been more present, wish he had been more physical, more emotional, and more sensitive. And he's giving you credit for being different from him in that regard, like highly different from him, giving you credit for being resilient, for overcoming the things that you had to overcome as well. And I'll leave it.
What a beautiful sentiment, right?
I heard it finally.
That was true. So
I mean, I'm definitely interested in getting.
this is my brother, one of my a close friend, Mark Unseen. So you don't know him from nothing, right? You didn't Google him or any of that shit, right? Right? Like no, like
No, I didn't say nothing about anybody on this.
yeah. No. So
The less I know, the better. Because
yeah. No. So he's a singer of like a big punk rock band, and like he's like a punk rock kid, like a punk rock icon. There's a lot lot of ugly women that have your face tattooed on them. but no, for real. Like, so again, you don't know who that is. Yeah. No, for like
She has better things to do than to Google.
Yeah.
Are you
Mark
talking about?
unseen.
Okay, I was.
yeah. But no, like no, for real. Like so you weren't loved. It's okay, buddy. I love you.
That's totally not the point.
Yeah.
That's what I took from that.
Yeah, and it's not a condemnation of dad. It's just there's.
No one loves you, Mark, but I got you.
How does it feel under these cold street lights?
Mark, you're not a dad, but you're an uncle. Is that right?
What's that?
You're not a dad, but you're an uncle. Is that
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
So that's what it's like. You're not a dad, but you're an uncle.
He's a
and
mom.
You've already he was giving you credit for being so different from him, from being more sensitive, more intuitive, and you're already breaking the cycle because you're a very affectionate, very involved uncle. Can you take that? Do you understand that?
Yep.
Yeah. So and when you do choose to have, when and if you do choose to have children, and I do see that
Don't
around
have
you
children.
for whatever that's worth. Like you're going to
terrible.
continue to break the cycle. But and you have a nephew too, right?
No, this kid's a fucking sweetheart.
I have a nephew. He's older.
He's older.
Uncle nephew. Because you have older siblings,
I
right?
have one. Yep.
Yeah, no, I thought it was just two older and one younger, right?
One older and then a few.
Oh, no,
No, it's too older.
No, I don't. I've known Mark a long time. He's a fucking close friend of mine. We were in a band together. Like,
But
I like this guy.
do you understand that you had a positive influence on him along the way, even though he's older?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, that's what I'm getting. So it's
All
like
right.
you're already a lot more in tuned, a lot more empathetic, a lot more like emotional and sensitive, like light years compared to your grandfather. So he's just acknowledging that.
Okay.
Does he wish he would hang out with better people?
Now that we know how candles work,
It's funny. I did not know you were the lead singer of a group, but that's definitely not anything your grandfather looks like, would have entertained. He's so straight and
He
narrow.
probably would, I mean, he was dead before I kind of was doing that, so.
Yeah, but he's so straight and narrow.
international
the way that I see
superstar.
him.
I can see 13-inch mohawk.
Can't see it under that hat.
I just cut it really short today.
So I'm interested.
Okay.
I'm interested in.
He is not a rock star. That's Joehawk.
I'm interested in
Okay.
whatever you can pick up.
There's nobody in particular that you would like to connect with.
Probably my father.
Your father. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Just,
get
get-
much
get to
by
pro.
answering that?
no, just
Sure.
give me a
Yeah,
minute
yeah,
to
Just move the
pull
mic.
him
please.
closer to
There
me.
you go.
Okay.
So for everyone listening at home, this is not a multi-million-dollar production, right? Like this.
They know this already.
There's been 4 microphones since the beginning. There's 4 microphones now. We're in a tattoo shop. We're making it work.
It's funny because when I connect to your dad's energy, like energetically, you and he are similar to me. Meaning, meaning I see you as like jovial, outgoing, like a good laugh, like a good hug, and that's how I see your dad. Like a good gathering of people, likes to laugh. He's
In the right environment, my father was like that. Definitely. Yeah.
not afraid to be like, not that he was super affectionate, but very different energy from Mark's grandfather, where it's like he would go in for a hug sometimes. Do you understand that about your dad?
Just simple as that, right? You can switch from one to the next, huh?
Yeah.
Just because I understand, like as you described, like
Yeah, just setting the intent. It is a little bit hard with like so many.
you're open, right? Yeah,
People
yeah.
around,
like,
but,
do you feel that like there are people in line right now? Because it's like
Not for you.
no, I get that, but no.
Yeah, there's definitely people here. There are definitely spirits
Like,
here for sure.
yeah. Like in line because it's as you described, it's easier one-on-one, but like you feel
Yeah.
a lot of energy because there's a lot of people in the room.
Packer, let me talk to my dad.
Hold on, bud. Hold on. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He's all right.
You'd experience them. You do them.
What's up?
Good for you, buddy. You do your dad.
All right.
You didn't grow up under the cold street lights.
Good for you. You ain't hardcore.
That ain't hardcore.
And also to like address that question, it's spirits can come through like quickly like that. They don't deal like we think about things in this like time space continuum, and it's very different over there, right? It's not necessarily like a linear line or that they're waiting. They're waiting. It's just like calling dad. They can come like that quick, and the same thing.
So they know that you're sitting with Joe right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like so you're open to the fact that this is with Joe. So you just fire out the beacon.
Yeah. So just set the intention. Joe's dad.
Yep.
And like right away, I see a physical similarity now. So energetically, that you were very similar to your dad, which is not always the case. Lots of times it skips a generation, but not to say that your dad was like always easygoing and didn't lose his cool, because I know that he did lose his cool and could kind of like be hot-tempered sometimes. Do you understand that about your dad? But all in all, he just has like a loving aura to me. Like despite okay. I'm getting like tightness in my chest. Is it something with his heart that he?
Yeah, triple bypass. He died of a heart attack.
Okay, because right away I just could feel that in my heart, and I'm struggling to breathe at the same time. So
yeah,
I mean, he knew he had some health issues with his heart, but he didn't realize he was going to die that quickly. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a new thing with his heart. Like he had the
it was
heart
a
issue.
prolonged thing.
Yeah, and then but still, I'm not prepared to go when I go. He definitely wishes he had been here long. I want to take responsibility for the fact that I didn't leave everything as orderly as I should have, especially knowing I had these heart conditions. Can you take that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Because there's an apology here. I didn't leave everything in the order that it should have, knowing that I had these serious health issues. And also, I wish I had, not that you knew that he loved you and all of those things, but he still feels like he had things to teach you, to show you, things to say to you before he left. Like the feeling that he's given me is like a lot of regret, because not all the, like I didn't do everything or say everything that I wanted to say while I was here. So just give me a second to. I see a scene where it's like he's in a hospital bed and you're with him before he dies. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So he's acknowledging that like you were there and you were with him. And you put like on a like kind of a really like stoic face. It was like, hey dad, if you gotta go, then you gotta go. That type of and speech to him, and he heard it, and it meant a lot to him, and you helped him transition peacefully to the other side, because he knew that
I wasn't there when he died,
or shortly before he died.
Yeah, the weekend before. Yeah,
so
the weekend of
when he was in and out of this world, or kind of transitioning back and forth, or
he went into the hospital on a Friday. I saw him I remember it was the Friday evening, and then he passed on the Sunday.
Okay. But you did have that talk to him, like that kind of stoic talk.
Yes and no. Like, I mean, like everybody in the room knew what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's just acknowledging that you put out like a strong face for him at that time, maybe stronger than you wanted to, if you can take that. And that meant a lot to him, because he felt like things were in order with you around, or you stepping up to the plate to take his spot and like making other people feel okay. You made him feel that way. Like, dad, I got it covered, is the feeling that he's giving me.
Okay.
And like hearing that type of message, was like very, meaningful to him, and it definitely helped him transition when he did, because he could do it without that worry. Because your dad did have a lot of like racing thoughts in his human head. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
A lot of worry sometimes, and a lot of like thoughts going here and there and there. And as he was going in for the surgery, or however this played out at the end of his life, there's a lot of worry here before that happens. Like, and then the speech that you gave him allowed him to kind of really had an impact is what he's showing me. He's showing me this very clearly. So it's just important for you to hear that because he's kind of like highlighting and underscoring this for me. Okay. I just want you to know that.
I took a picture for the Patreons.
Okay.
Thank you.
My dad would appreciate that.
Joe's having a moment.
I'm getting something with a car. Did you have his car or something with a car after he died?
No, nothing like
Nothing
that.
with a car? And you were in an accident or something with
No.
a car? Okay, I don't know what this is or why I'm getting that. Maybe it'll be for another message, but there's
I'm
just-
going to get into a car accident.
No. Thank you, sir. So that's why I said maybe it'll be for something else, but just popped in, popped through.
George, you're driving home tonight.
Yeah, and he's just thinking because he passed before your mom, right? Do you understand that?
My mom's still alive.
Yeah, so your mom's still alive. So he's just showing me, like, he's thanking you for, like, you, after he passed away, you were like the rock. He's telling me, like, to your mom and to your family. Do you understand that? Like, you,
Yeah.
And you were really like a sense of strength for her as she was grieving. And he's really, because you wanted to grieve deeply too, but you kind of put your own grieving aside to give space for everyone else to grieve. And you kind of took care of things. And he's just really appreciative to you for that.
Okay.
Do you have any specific questions to him for him?
No, not really. Like, I just, I guess I don't. Like, there's a lot of milestones I hit right around the time that he passed, after he passed.
Okay.
And kind of just, like, life milestones that I wish he could have been a part of.
Yeah, well, for sure he was a part of. Let me just see if I can pull some through here. You feel him a lot. Can you take that? Do you understand that?
What do you mean?
You feel him. You feel his presence a lot. That's what I'm getting from them. It's like you feel him, but you're saying like you're discounting it when you do.
I hope that I do, kind of. Like, I guess that I do. Maybe my sister maybe does more than what I do, kind of. There's been times where, like, there's been times when presence has been felt. I guess. I guess you're kind of onto something there.
Well, that's just when you asked that question, he just switched the topic, and it was like he's around you so much, and you do feel him, but you discount it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's telling you to stop discounting it because
Okay.
he is around you so much, so often, so frequently.
All the time. That's my question all the time. Are these spirits around us all the time?
Give me a break, Dad.
Yeah. Like, give me a break. Yeah. It's like, you're fucking burning it. Like, no, dude, like, I know how to cook it. Like, fuck you. Like, yeah.
They are around all the time, but it's like
Fucking shit. Do you get that? Do you get that? Right? Like like, you know what I mean? Like, because again, I'm learning how to cook. Right? I'm 44 years old. Right? I'm learning how to cook. Right? Like,
Jesus Christ.
Real talk.
I'm there with you.
yeah, real talk. Yeah.
And anything else popping up?
just a lot of gratitude to you too for looking out for your mom the way that you do.
Okay.
Can you take that
Yeah, at times. Yeah.
at times? He just feels like you've been pretty dutiful with that.
Joe has his hand on his head, and he's saying nothing.
No.
I'm focusing on my sheet.
For the first time.
Yeah.
For the first
No,
time.
yeah.
What, you
Yeah, I
got
don't
no-
have any questions. Okay.
You got no
Just-
questions,
Hey, I'm
motherfucker?
paying attention.
For the audience at home, Joe has his hand on his bald ass head.
Take a picture for the Patreon supporters.
Not a question in sight. Fucking-
I know you had the question about milestones and things, and I keep seeing like cars again in trucks. Does it have anything to do with you, your career, the cars, trucks?
I drive truck for a living, but I mean, as far as cars, like, no, nothing.
Oh, she
now.
literally just said cars and trucks.
Yeah, but my dad already knew I was a truck driver. I've been a truck driver for 20 years.
But she didn't know that.
You were watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, there's the rub. There's the rub. She didn't know that.
Yeah, you're saying like he knew that, but I'm still getting there's something in.
Gotta get a car, bro.
Did you have a significant career change after his path?
No.
After nothing.
No.
And have you thought about?
She's making me believe her, right? Like she don't know you're a fucking truck driver. I mean, if you look at me and say like,
I'm trying. Hold on. I'm trying to pay attention to see if she has hits here. You know.
No. I'm getting something entrepreneurial around you too. Do you have hopes, dreams, aspirations about doing something on your own?
Sell horror DVDs.
He wants to sell horror movie posters on eBay.
Nothing.
No, I'm just.
fantasize about being a big band.
Not
Wait,
even like
I
a
think
side
she's talking about me right now. Cars and fucking entrepreneurship.
Just circling the drain of life, I guess. Just keep on going.
This kid could have
Okay.
been a rock star. Chose not to be.
Wanted to sell cassettes instead of fantasy.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I am
Fantasy
getting
ass
something. Like,
motherfucker.
there's something.
Fantasy
It
motherfucker.
could be just society. Not that you're going to change careers, but I am getting something like entrepreneurial with you here too. So
No, he's an entrepreneur. Make no mistake.
That kid sold more cassettes in 2022 than fucking any artist.
Than ACDC. I guarantee it.
I mean, there's
Don't let him bullshit you.
of what you picked up on. There's definitely some good hits. There's some things that are kind of uncharacteristic of what my father would have been like or thought. But I mean, certain things like
I mean, if you'd like to settle up right now, we can do that.
yeah.
Yes.
And what was uncharacteristic?
well, I mean, as far as things that you nailed, like my dad had like triple bypass, and then like when he died, like it was like he had like it was heart issues and like dialysis stuff, like a bunch of things just like hit him all at once. So I mean, that was definitely hits. I've been a truck driver for about a good 20 years. One thing I was kind of hoping that you were going to hit on is my father passed away about a good 12 hours before my daughter was born.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I
That's
didn't really have time to grieve because my dad passed during the night. And the reason why I didn't see him before he died was because I had to be by, well, my ex-wife currently, but she's always going to be my ex-wife.
Always ex-wife.
My current ex, if we're planning on getting back together. Yeah, maybe she is, who knows. But my ex-wife, like, she was pregnant at the time. So I had to stay local by her. So
Always ex-wife.
You couldn't make it to be in two places.
yeah, I couldn't be in two places. So it was like the grieving process wasn't until like months later. Like, so as I was losing my father, I was becoming a father pretty much within a 24-hour time
Yeah,
span.
that's a lot. So I think, and I didn't get the daughter part, but I think that makes his message to you about like the way that you acted around his death and being stoic and holding things down was so like healing to him. Because I do think like thinking about it now or tapping, he was worried about you with your daughter coming, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you put things aside, like tended to him, did things back and forth. So that makes sense to me.
Okay.
And if we had like a full on proper reading, I'm sure that would have like likely come through. Your daughter has a big personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
That's because he just think, oh, but I know she's there. He's actually like, she's got a personality like me, like a big personality, big ham kind of vibe.
The three of us are very similar.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So he wants you to know, because she's lighter than you, lighter complected than you.
Yeah.
That's what he's showing me. So he wants you to know that she's like, he sees all of this, and she's gonna give you like a run for your money if she hasn't already. And
Yeah, she already does.
Yeah, and he thinks it's like hilarious as well.
As an outsider, I can say that's 1,000% true. 1,000% true. She's a sweetheart. She's the biggest personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he it's not that he isn't aware. He totally is. It's just like, I didn't lead.
By the way, next
But
Saturday,
he gets a kick out of her.
Joe's having a Halloween party.
Patreon supporters.
Come on down to the
Yeah. It says Wednesday, right?
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, there was some.
Halloween party at Joe's house
There was
Saturday.
definitely some good.
I'm
hits.
so glad Packer's filling in the uncomfortable silences.
Next Saturday.
Those silences were uncomfortable. I thought they were. We were having an emotional thing going on here.
You guys do great. No, I love it. My child. I said we're having next Saturday. We got a Halloween party, so you get two costumes. So he gets this like Call of Duty costume. He's like, I'm gonna wear this to Joe's house. It's like, fuck yeah, he done met you. He's like, I'm gonna wear this Call of Duty costume to Joe's house. I'm like, all right, cool, man. What else you want to be? He's like, a Ninja Turtle. I'm like, have you ever watched Ninja Turtles? It's like, nope. But he knows what Ninja Turtles is. But I digress. You guys can get back to your psychic reading.
No, I think, the important thing for him was to acknowledge that during his transition, like, you really helped him to transition, and also you stepped up to the plate in a lot of ways, and I missed the birth of your daughter, but I'm sure that's what he was referring to as well.
Yeah.
And just, definitely proud of you as a dad, which I don't think you need me to say, but definitely knows your little girl and her big personality, and definitely is along for the ride and getting a kick out of it as she gives you a hard time along the way. She has you wrapped around your finger, so
Yeah.
yeah, he sees all that, and he's.
And you've never been to my Instagram before.
I've never been here, Instagram, I promise.
Well, yeah, you nailed some stuff there.
Does anybody else want to volunteer?
Truth.
Whatever. I'll go. I want to know: is there anyone trying to hit us up
As friends.
as friends?
As friends.
Is there any friends kicking around the tattoo parlor?
Yeah, I'm sure. Give me a second here. We'll see who comes through. I'm getting, not that there were only three, but I'm getting three significant friends. Were there three people that were in particular close to this group? I'm not getting more than one. I'm getting three.
Yeah, it's more than
Kind
one.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a few more than that.
Yeah, I know there's like more than that, but I'm saying like I don't know. There's three that are coming forward more than others, if that makes sense. If they feel closer to this group than
Yep.
the others. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Is that
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
okay? Just give me a second here. Okay. Take a sip of water.
Honestly, it's interesting and fascinating, the process, right? Because did you just close one door and then
Open
move,
another?
open another, or did you just kind of okay, was that conversation satisfied? And then
Yeah.
how does that work?
If we were to have a proper reading and it was just, one-on-one, then more things would come up and there'd be less like interference and that type of thing.
Yeah. So is there a downtime? Say at your place, right? Like you give enough downtime to. Obviously, he's got all the time to digest. Joe has all the time to digest everything. But you have to cool down. and then
Before I transition to the next spirit, or
Yeah.
no, you could just kind of
like because
switch.
once those channels are open, it's just like, okay, cool, this is the frame of mind.
Yeah, it's just like who's here, and
No, I understand. I'm just trying to.
yeah. And
yeah.
so when we switched over, I think you said friends, and then I'm getting. Like I want to say,
I don't understand by any means, but
7,
like,
but then 3 popped
like,
up. So then that's all I got right now. And
Is there any way you could describe what like those 3 look like physical wise?
yeah, but so like what I tell my clients is just like I have a flashlight in the dark, so I just see it one step at a time. I don't see like the entire picture at once. So right now I just got 3, and then if you give me a minute, like one might step forward, and I'll see that person more closely.
There's one that at least 3 of us here were good friends with.
Yeah.
Okay.
see, that's
I'm not giving.
too much already.
No, it's not.
It's not too much.
I didn't say what 3. Could be Mark and Joe and George.
Could be a fucking Greek guy.
Could be a Greek. Fucking Greek.
Fucking Greek guy.
Okay, hold on.
You ever meet a Greek crew?
I'm not sure if this is the person that you were
Okay.
referring to,
It's
Josh,
fine.
but like when I first got those 3, one was stepping forward.
Okay.
And I see him as taller, thinner face, brown hair. And he's like more like on the introverted, quieter side than anybody here, I want to say, except maybe George.
He's the only guy without a mic in front of him.
George ain't near a mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If there was a mic in front of him, maybe
He was
talk.
talking, okay.
Talk about brain parasites. And all that.
And this feels like an old friend, like I don't want to say childhood, but like somebody you would have known from your like late teens, early 20s.
That Truth wouldn't have known, Josh wouldn't have known, or that I would have known.
I would have known.
Oh, the different people know at different times. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm
Channel more.
zoning in more with Josh.
Yeah.
But if it's for the collective, like just
No. Like
does that make sense, Josh? The
if you hone in, like
thinner on the quieter side, introverted, someone you would have known when you were your late teens.
I mean, there's somebody that I can think of, but that's not who I was thinking of. Oops.
It would have been a yeah, and if you give me the name of the person after you want to talk to, I can go directly for that person. But this is a person, and he is coming through. I feel like I am more with you, Josh, and it's just
I think like. I mean, obviously, we got someone on our mind, right?
yeah.
But like,
I don't know that I have that person, but the person that stepped
So
through is here.
If we named that person's first name, could you zero in on?
Yeah, you
like,
can.
But would you rather go with the person that's already coming through?
Let me just pull it.
because I feel like he's got a strong
Let's all shut up
personality.
and let truth talk.
No, let me just pull this spirit through quickly, because even though it might not be the one you were looking for, because I do feel like
If
he
he's
has
poking
something to
through,
say. Yeah,
go-
maybe just
go with it,
and then we
go with
can
it.
switch.
Yeah.
He's definitely on the quieter, shyer side, and I feel like he was in this music scene with you, but more on the peripheral. Definitely, I feel, Josh, like you kind of put an arm around him and took him in as the way that he makes me feel, made him feel welcome. And like he's definitely doesn't feel as cool as you, is the way that he's putting it to me.
That could be anybody.
He is correct.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He is correct.
I kid.
That guy doesn't have a podcast on the other side.
I kid.
Does you recognize this description like right away, or if you should?
If I do kind of, but like, it's so bizarre that it would be that.
Right, and that's the thing too. It's not always the person. Like when you leave it open, it could be anybody. But let me just see why he's here, what he has to say.
You don't remember him.
No, I know.
You-
I would know who that would be, but that's bizarre.
it's bizarre that he was coming through. Yeah,
Ahead of other people, yeah.
yeah, and it's not always the order of importance.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, it's not always the order of importance. Like that's why I tell people, like, if there's someone you definitely want to talk to, tell me who that is, and we can go directly for that person. Or if you open it, could be anybody. But he's definitely here, and he definitely wants to thank you. Let me just pull him closer so they can get more evidence.
If Josh named somebody else with that person who's trying to talk to him right now, would he be insulted? Yeah, we don't want to talk to you, but
Fuck you, dude.
Let's figure out this asshole and then go talk to our friend.
Yeah, I won't spend a lot of time on him, but there's just definitely some gratitude. I definitely see skating around him too, Josh. Does that make sense to you? This person,
See, the problem is it could be multiple.
multiple people.
That's the problem, right?
I see him like he died late 20s, early 30s. He would have passed, or
It still could be multiple.
Multiple
That's the
people.
fucked up thing.
yeah.
again, somebody that you knew, like there's a connection from home. But I feel like
New Bedford kid. I'm asking for truth.
yeah. Oh, I would say it's New Bedford area for sure. This is somebody from home. I don't know the exact town, but feels kind of actually like a Fairhaven kid too. But I'm not sure, 100% sure of that. But there's just if you're not sure, and there's like 20 people like this, in the interest of time, like I could keep bringing more evidence, but we can get your friend that you want to talk to directly. But just know,
Yeah.
I feel like you do know who this is. Like if you had to narrow it down, or we can talk about it later, Josh, off
Okay.
air. But there's just a real
The time
What?
there was a time, right? So I don't know New Bedford, right? I don't.
My problem is I know like 4,000 dudes.
Yeah.
that died.
But my brother Truth does, right? So we own a bar together, and he was telling me about the skate park in New Bedford when it was like wild style, like illegal bullshit. Blah, blah. Literally, it could be anyone his age.
Yeah.
He's a senior citizen over here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But no, real talk, like.
There's
Real
that
talk.
catchphrase.
Drink.
There it is.
Everyone take a drink.
All right, Patreon subscribers, if you're playing the Real Talk drinking game, drink up.
Real talk. I'll take a drink with you. I got a shot of you.
All right.
Fuck you guys. But I have sat in my truck and he told me the story about the fucking skate park and blah blah blah, and like that's who you could be talking to.
okay. There's just a message of gratitude for including him, for making him feel important, because he definitely had self-esteem issues.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Hey,
Okay.
I know you're not agreeing to it. I'm saying
I'm not disagreeing. I'm
plausible.
just so many it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plausible.
I'm interested in naming the name and
All right,
seeing,
cool.
and seeing what the
All right, ready?
hits are.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, name the name. Ryan.
All right.
I want
Is there a Ryan trying to get in touch?
Is there a Ryan? Is there a Ryan?
Don't say the whole thing.
Yeah. Is there a Ryan?
Ryan?
That's prettier than me.
RYAN.
RYAN. Is there a Ryan?
Better be, motherfucker.
In this motherfucking room, is there a Ryan?
There was ever a time to reach out and touch us. Not in that way, Ryan.
Okay, just give me a second here.
Yeah. I like that you can hear the scribbling
Scribbling.
on the mic.
You think you can or you can't?
I can.
Oh, you can?
I don't know if the listeners can, but I can.
Yeah, take a sip of water. She's doing some scribbles.
Yeah, taking a sip of water.
But
Changing the song.
we're all doing bumps and drinking beers. Actually, Mark on seeds on beers. Mark on seeds on beers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And bumps.
Yeah. The kid,
Under the
yeah.
cold street light.
No. The kid used to be hot. He used to drink vodka with me.
I drink vodka. I didn't drink.
Now he's on Coors Lights.
You are.
Joe
Where
Hawk's
did you
got,
find a Coors Light?
yeah, Joe Hawk's got like a bunch of Miller Lights empty in front of him.
I got like 6 over here.
Yeah, George.
I've also been drinking tequila.
Joe's on. Yeah, I mean, we've
George
also
is
been
responsible.
shooting.
George
We've been
drinks wine.
shooting tequila ocho. Is it ocho tequila or tequila ocho?
Tequila ocho. In Spanish,
What,
The-
what? Yeah,
the name always
you
comes-
lived in Mexico.
the name comes second. Tequila ocho.
Tequila ocho is the best tequila I've ever had in my life.
Good.
As a fucking Irish fucking jerk off
gringo.
from fucking Boston, Massachusetts, tequila ocho is the best tequila.
That's not a heavy endorsement.
Hey man,
Yeah.
if I like it,
She's got something. She's got something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to connect it with him, with Ryan. And when I did kind of turn the channel from that other spirit that we're trying to pull through for you, Josh. Definitely a different personality when I connect with Ryan. Definitely more outgoing, definitely more sarcastic, definitely more outspoken. Can you take that as your friend Ryan's personality?
Absolutely.
that's basic.
Okay. Sorry if you hear me sipping water, audience. It's just...
No, dude.
It's better than what we're sipping.
You've been on for like 3 hours.
Thank you for being a trooper also.
Literally. Yeah. Wait, right now, it's 3 hour mark. Literally right now.
Yeah, so he definitely has definitely presents himself to me with like more bravado, more kind of like cool talking, but that's definitely, there's a sensitive soul behind that face that he presents and the sarcasm that he presents and kind of the, sometimes could be loud mouthy. Do you understand that about him?
Yeah.
You could literally describe anyone at this
Yeah.
table like
No, I
that.
was like,
Oh, anyone at this table? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is this his personality too, though? Can you just...
sure. yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he had a place at the stable.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this. Okay. Don't
I mean, no, he's never been on the podcast.
You should. No, he has.
Oh, yeah, motherfucker,
He has
yes.
been on the podcast.
Holy shit. Yeah, we
Been
used to
on
do
2
the
of
info
them.
with him. Holy
He's
shit.
been on a couple of them, yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Holy shit.
Remember him singing Kesha?
Bro, that's the thing. That's how long we've been doing this fucking shit.
I know, that's
Holy
crazy.
Fuck. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I bet being in the fucking
Yeah.
us
He should
sharing.
be on this mic more than what I should be.
Yeah, I'm saying sharing that motherfucking microphone.
Joe, do you have a question?
For Ryan?
Jesus Christ.
For whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
But
playing.
no, yeah, he used to sit at this table.
Okay, I didn't know that. But
I mean, I thought you were psychic.
yeah, I don't know everything. I don't see everything, especially all at once. It's just one little clue at a time. But you were saying it could be anybody here, but he feels, I mean, I don't know everyone here that well, but he feels like if I were to peel the layers, he feels more, to me, there's a layer, a level of insecurity that he had that I don't feel that people at this table had. That's not true.
I don't know.
No, we're still gonna bust his balls. In the
We're just
grave.
busting his balls. I bust a motherfucker's balls from the grave, dude. Like, fucking no. I kid. No,
Were your nuts on the outside, brother?
I don't know. That's a question that no one here can answer.
Answer.
Yeah.
To me, it feels that way.
Okay.
To me, there's a
But
presentation of like,
my brother Truth and I will.
but behind that
Bust
there's a
his nuts.
sensitivity and there's an insecurity.
Is there
And it's
anything
uncomfortable? when
Is
I
there
have
anything
it.
that was personal that you could?
Yeah. So just give me a minute. Like, I just kind of will connect to him. I'll feel him, and then we'll pull through some more evidence. But I just want
Ask
to make
him
sure
if-
the personality that I get is something that you can. This is the person that you can recognize as Ryan. Okay.
If the penicillin ever worked.
If he knows what we've done in his honor with his ashes,
Yeah.
that's a question that
Yeah.
only 2 people in this room could know.
Where and when? But
That's morbid, but it's true. I know.
Ryan Rio, I love you, brother. A real one. A motherfucking real one. A motherfucking real one.
Hold on.
That cat was a real one. And you guys sitting across from me, I know you didn't get to know that cat. That motherfucker was a real one.
Joe.
I know.
Truth is to my left. I got Joehawk. I got. I'm not gonna sit across from me. Man, that motherfucker was a real one. He was a motherfucking real one.
You were trying to
rest
give
his-
me a kidney.
Dude, I was gonna, man. I was fucking gonna.
Remember?
You think I'm joking, bro? I did the
remember.
fucking test. I did the test. I was like, yo, you're gonna have my
remember.
kidney. And like,
I had two.
I remember.
dude, I did the test. I was like, all right, cool. Motherfucker, real talk.
Anything popping up?
Yeah, hold on. Just give me
Yeah,
like a second.
real talk. All of that fucking COVID shit pushed non-emergency fucking surgeries back. Did that not happen? Did that not happen?
No, no.
I'm not lying.
And COVID shots lead to blood clots.
I am not lying. I'm not lying. All I know is that me and Ryan fucking Rio have the same blood type, and I got fucking tested. We were a match. I was like, cool, man. Have my kidney. Because what am I doing to him?
Just fucking them up.
Polluting them. Fucking polluting them. And he was polluting them too. I was like, let's pollute them together, buddy. That was real. That was fucking real. Fucking real. I got my shit tested. And then that's it. I made that joke. On this fucking podcast.
I remember.
And then our brother fucking died. He fucking passed. But that surgery.
I'm hoping
Look,
to find some
look,
pictures
look.
of Ryan floating around.
I'm not fucking right wing. I'm not left wing. I'm not fucking blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck where you
Joe,
are
what wing are you?
politically.
He's fucking Pat Wing.
All I'm saying is that he could not, like, they knew that where so he was on dialysis, but it was not emergency.
That's not why he died, man.
Yeah, don't tell me.
I'm not.
Don't tell me too much. But, so when I was getting his personality, and you could take that. You said you didn't know if he was like more sensitive or more insecure than people here, but I just get there's something here with him. There's something that he really struggles with internally.
In this room.
No, Ryan.
Like emotionally.
Emotionally, yeah. There's a internal turmoil that I feel with him that I don't feel with people here at the table here.
But that'd be something only he knew, you know.
Something, yeah. If you don't know that, okay.
Could you tell us what that is?
Yeah, just give me a second here and let me see where this stems from or where this comes from. If you just give me 1 second here.
Is there anything I literally
It's funny because I was getting
just
3
told you?
before. No. I was getting 3 before, but I'm getting 3 again. 3 again.
Yeah, 3, yeah.
Around him. Was he part of a trio or a threesome or 3 best friends or something with him? If no, just tell me no. But I
No.
keep getting trio. Okay. 3.
Are you talking about, as far as when you say like 3, are you talking about like
Speak into the mic.
unit?
Speak into
like a
the
family
mic.
unit, or are you talking like friends? Like what do you mean by like?
No, I don't know. Like,
I'm
and honestly,
confused.
it's a little hard because there's like so many like
Yeah.
things going on here at once. But it would have been, again, I'm with Josh. So if I had said 3, it was like something to do, like that would be a quick reference with Josh. But if he can't take
So,
it, he
so,
can't
so
take
that was the thing with Houdini, right? Like when his mother was dying, I was like, okay, here's the word,
True.
Right.
right? Like
The
I'm
key
not-
word.
I'm not discounting what you're doing by any means. I'm not Houdini.
Right.
I mean, like
That's the takeaway from this episode. Packer is not Houdini.
hey, all I'm saying is
back it.
like.
I like it. Run with it.
Cool. Fuck you, dickhead. So, no one is discounting what you're doing. At no point, right? Again, I actually thought this was going to go a lot worse. But not on me. Not on me. I worried about these assholes. The Italians over there. The Italians.
The one Italian.
The olive skin side of the.
See, I don't even know who you are. I don't.
I'm
dude.
Portuguese.
You're Portuguese?
Yeah, I'm Portuguese.
I'm gonna
Sylvia, that's not an Italian name.
I'm gonna tell the skinhead world that you're Portuguese. They're gonna get so bummed out that the dude behind the battle ruins is the Portuguese kid. They're gonna get
There was two Portuguese in that band.
Yeah, they're gonna get so bummed
Wait,
out.
who else is Portuguese?
Hey, Cliff, but he wasn't in the band.
Yeah.
He's not in the band anymore.
No.
Let's get back to what she's doing, all right? Like, not my failed music career.
Race war, but later. But no.
So, is there anything else that's popping up?
But I digress.
Yeah, sorry I'm not getting him like super clear. Like, if you just give me like give me like 10 seconds in silence and see if I get more.
Don't ask a question, Joe.
I'm not.
Because Truth and I did right
She's
by
trying to
his
zero in. Give her 2
ex-girlfriend.
seconds.
We hired her. She's a nice guy.
Let her zero in. Give her 10 seconds, man. Give her 10 seconds.
Drag racing goes on here after
I'm just making jokes.
Yeah, I know you're just feeling dead air, and I'm sorry. It's just like I don't know why.
It's all right. We can do the scribbling.
There's literally like that. Dead air is fine. Like I don't.
We're building anticipation for the audience. It's fine.
But
If you're interested in supporting this podcast, go to patreon.com/bigtruth.
yeah. But no. I mean, like I had you been like, oh Ryan, oh yeah. He says, fuck you, buddy.
That would have been him.
I would believe you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, the funniest thing is if Ryan just wouldn't, if this would be Ryan's opportunity for him to actually contact us, and he just totally, for a bad pun, he just ghosts us.
Yeah, no. Like, I know this kid. He's a brother, a fucking brother. Like, I say this, brother. Like, we would sit and like we sip our drinks, blah, 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 and like all of a sudden the kid just come out with this like wild story. I'm like, when the fuck did that happen? He's like, oh, last Tuesday. It's like, that's what you did last Tuesday? Like that's your story. Yeah, wow, motherfucking story. Wow story. Remember this is wild story. I was hanging out with so. I'm like, that's what you did last Tuesday? Wow.
Is there anything popping up at all?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I honestly,
I don't have wild story. I don't have wild.
not getting a lot with him. I'm trying, and I don't know if it's just because I'm
real, right? It's
tired
real.
at the end, or there's just too many
Truth,
distractions.
am I talking
right now.
shit?
But
Am I talking shit? Cause
like I was saying,
we'd link
before,
up on
just, like,
Thursday.
I was getting him as
We would link up on Thursday and be like,
personality guy, but
my man told me
behind
about
that,
X, Y, and Z.
something really sensitive here, and like I'm trying to get the next
And what,
piece of
was
information.
it wrong?
Yeah, let's
I
see what
see all
she's saying.
bravado though. Like when
Bro,
I connect with him, it's
Ryan
a
ain't,
lot of
Ryan ain't
bravado.
trying to talk to us. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Nah, you ain't trying to talk. You trying to talk, bro?
I'm trying
I'm
to
just
get
kidding.
feedback on the next piece here.
Like another person, or is it still more info on
Ryan ain't trying
Ryan?
to talk.
No, it's just more informative. It's just hard to get the clear connection right now. And again,
Oh,
it
yeah.
could be
Is it
that I'm
fu-
tired and just the.
Is Forrest kids getting in the way?
It's a long. We've been on 3 hours.
It has been a long
Yeah.
time.
What about Packer? You didn't try to read him at all.
He's unreadable.
You guys like me. I don't know what the fuck happened. I thought we were all friends.
We are friends. You did hit me and him, and now what about you?
I don't know.
Got anything for this guy?
Do you want the reading, Packer? Are you open?
I'm open.
Is there anybody you want to talk to in particular?
Like in particular, my life.
Yeah, someone like that's passed that you want to connect with.
I mean, there's people that's passed in my life.
Okay.
But like,
You're open to anybody?
I'm open.
Okay.
Like that's what I mean. Like this whole interview is, I don't have all the answers. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't. By any means. Fuck me if I thought that I did.
Mm-hmm. So you're open, yeah. Okay.
For real, like you know what I mean, like fuck me, like if I said, fuck you, there's no aliens, fuck you, there's no spirits, fuck you, there's blah blah blah, like I don't know. I've had a million great nights with by the truth. I've had a million great nights with my paisanos over there, right. There was definitely aliens involved. That's it. My mind is open. My mind is open. Do I care about a scientific method? Yeah, 100%. Right? But like that doesn't mean my mind's not open.
Okay.
My mind, if you have a scientific mind, your mind is open.
Okay.
As I said, I would like a. I know that data's out there. There is a medium that's been in the whatever the fuck you call it, a goddamn machine that measures your brain.
An MRI machine?
MRI. Thank you. I know that data's out there, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't look at that before I got in here. That we could actually talk about that.
The scientific, yeah.
Scientific, yeah. Because again, like it's not zero. Mm-hmm. It's not zero. Mm-hmm. The fact that what you do is not zero compared to the fact that a quote unquote normal brain or a medium brain.
Yeah, what lights up and what doesn't.
You mean like
yes.
The difference is greater than so I should say it's greater than zero. It's not zero.
Yes.
It's greater than zero.
Yeah.
It's greater than zero. Thank you, because now I'm wasted.
Yeah, maybe we should have done the readings first before everyone was tired and all the alcohol came in.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so you waste. But no. Like, you know what I mean? It's greater. It's greater than zero.
Okay.
It's great. It's you know what I mean? Like that's actually scientifically proven. Mm-hmm. It's greater than zero.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone trying to reach out to Packer?
Honestly, I'm not getting anyone. And again,
Gordon?
I think it's if the alcohol level goes like high,
Because I'm not wasted guy.
No, just I said that at the top of the podcast. It becomes a little bit more difficult for whatever reason, and I can't even articulate why. But it's just like the connection drops a little bit.
I can. As a skeptic, as a impartial judge. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the conversation.
It's been a great conversation.
Yeah, it's been really
Absolutely.
Really interesting.
You know what I mean? Like at no point, like, do I want to dismiss anything that you mean? Like, for real. Mm-hmm. For real. Like,
But also, thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out when you're sick.
Yeah.
You know, I know you're
Right.
cold. It's probably draining in more
it's
ways
been super
than
fun.
one.
Even though you're like, fuck you, Packer. Now you're too drunk to fucking read.
No, I'm sorry. I can assure you, like in a one-on-one or one-on-two or the beginning of the night with like when my energy
You
wasn't
do two-on-ones?
as strained and I wasn't as sick as I am, and less alcohol. It's easier to have the back and forth.
Maybe 201. Like, I mean, like I'm Irish. She's Portuguese. He's Italian.
I'm pretty coherent right now.
I'm the most sober one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
All right.
Without the microphone. there.
sober.
Way to participate in the podcast, George. Chime in
Are
at
you
the end
open, George?
and
Are
be
you
sober.
open?
Judge,
I appreciate it.
All right, George.
Hey, listen,
wait, hold on. We're gonna talk to George's brain parasite.
let everybody be quiet.
This is why I can't listen back, because now you're just like,
All right,
you're wasted.
all right. George has a brain parasite. Let's talk to it. Or had.
Hey, I want to let you know before you talk to George, I'm a barber. He doesn't have to actually look like that. He chooses to look like that.
That's a choice.
This is why I wear a hat all the time.
No. He chooses to look like it. I would never charge him for a haircut. He's my friend.
My fiance owns a salon too. That's the worst part.
He chooses to look like that.
Your fiance don't like you.
Stop blaming.
See if George gets any.
Are you open, George?
Sober as George.
Yeah.
Somebody you wanted to talk to?
Are you sober?
Yeah, he's sober.
Yeah, I'm straight edge.
He's straight edge, dude.
This whole fucking time you've been straight?
He's just been handing the beers out, dude. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Look, he handed me all these.
No, I'm not saying this tonight.
I'm like an instigator.
No, I'm saying. I'm not. You've been involved in several podcasts.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were drinking.
Yeah, I'm always drinking a water.
How about that?
Okay, George.
You're going to tag him in the fucking things now. He's doing you a disservice.
I ain't doing shit.
He was there. Just because he wasn't drinking. I don't want to call you out.
Right away when I sit down with you, when I try to connect with you, I'm getting, there's a male energy. It feels like a fatherly energy. Is your father on the other side?
No.
Okay, this would be then a grandfather. Hold on. It's either father or grandfather. Actually, there's a physical resemblance here. Did you look like your dad's dad?
No.
Did you look like your mom's dad? I'm jumping sides here, but
No, I look like my mom.
okay. Hold on. It's definitely like a male energy, father, grandfather. If you said your father's here, it's your grandfather. And you knew both your grandfathers? Like if I bring through evidence, you could tell me.
I knew one more than the other.
But if I bring through information, you can say yes, no, or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. I should have picked you first, George. Yeah, this is a really like mild-mannered man, a nice man, like on the quieter side. This is not like the aggressive, like I think I brought through somebody's grandfather before, and this was like
Mark's.
Yeah, and it was like strict kind of. This is not that energy. This is like a much softer energy, man. And I know you say you don't look alike, but I keep getting like, to me, the two of you look alike. It's a little bit distracting to me. Is this your mom's dad that's like gentler, quieter side?
They were both like that.
They were both like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Shorter, gentler, quieter. He's the way that he presents to me, like the clothes that he has, it's like they're not like fancy clothes, dress up clothes, but he always looks put together. Do you understand that? I don't see him like in sloppy.
They're both right from Portugal, so they kind of dress like that.
Okay.
You know? And them being short isn't far off. I'm the tallest one, I think, in my family, next to one of my cousins.
Okay.
You know?
So we'll get both of them so far. Okay.
I'm basically the tallest Portuguese guy in the
Trying
world.
to see which one this would be here.
5'9", tallest 40.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely how he presents. Like I'm kind of always put together. Definitely more hair on the side of his head than on the top.
Okay.
Just a really like mild-mannered man here, like a soft smile, not one for a lot of words.
Yeah.
Is this still? Are they both like this? Is this still?
Yeah, they're both exactly like
Like
that.
that. They're both
Yeah.
so similar. Okay, hold on. I do feel like he's showing me that you spent time at his house when you were young. Like
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
would spend a lot of time at his house.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a distinguishing factor between the two. But you did spend a lot of time in this house, and he had a garden, or there's something here with. Did he plant?
He did, yeah, in the backyard.
Okay, yeah, there's gardens and things around the driveway and in the yard. And it feels like he spent time with you, showing you these things when you were little. I
He did,
see
yeah.
him pointing out to you different
Yeah,
things on
yeah.
the. Okay, it's a little easier now. Fewer voices, distractions. Okay. He definitely. I feel like he died in his 60s. Do you know that to be true?
I don't remember how old he was.
He
Yeah.
definitely wasn't old as I see it. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't in his 80s, he wasn't in his 40s either, but it like definitely didn't live the full life that he wanted to. Okay.
Did Truth walk away without pausing?
No, it's just still going on. Yeah, sit in your seat.
No. Did he walk away from the podcast without pausing?
No, George is still getting a reading.
Yeah.
Dead on.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Just with you.
But no. Like, as everyone who listens to the M4, know we're all fucking drug addicts and alcoholics. So, when no one's like someone's going to the bathroom, there's cocaine done, blah 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 blah, yeah. But even Truth had to piss because it's where
Yeah. 3.5
hours.
So yeah.
So I'm sorry.
It's okay. But
I'm like, holy shit, no one's over here.
we were getting George's grandfather. It is a little bit.
Dre's drain. We gotta leave her alone.
You know. Just wants you to know, I know there was like a communication barrier between the two of you, but he did die like at too young of an age, and he feels that way too, but just wants you to know that all of those small moments and those small memories and the gardens and the things that those were brought him so much joy in life. Can you tell me that you think about him and you kind of like, I wish my grandfather had an opportunity to do this. Is that correct? Or I wish he had an opportunity to do that, or...
Yeah.
If that's not true, you can tell me, but it's just like,
Feel that?
he's telling me that there's some regrets that you think, but he wants you to know that he had a full life, even though it wasn't as long lived as he wanted it to be. And he didn't have all the opportunities. I know it was like a simpler life, but that simpler life brought him so much joy, and his family and the things that he did, like that little garden, good glass of wine. I know that he liked as well.
Is that real? Is that real? Yeah.
Oh, she's dead on.
No. Again, he's shaking his head, yes. That's right? That's right.
You be sober when you do your...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I literally just sat back down, right? And she's like, that glass of wine. And he nodded his head. For the listeners back home.
Let me ask you a question. As far as we're talking about when you're getting hits, as far as readings and stuff like that, of spirits and stuff like that, you're bringing up a lot about like regrets.
There's always an apology.
But I mean, most like I would assume that when most people die, that everybody has unfinished business, right? Everybody has regrets, right?
Yeah.
But you would mention that earlier, like what while we're talking, like you described it as work, right? Like people they said like they're doing good work. Earlier, I mean, I get it. Now I'm hammered, but.
Should we wrap this up?
Very soon. Yeah. Very soon.
But no, you did describe the people that connect with you were doing work, and you mentioned like obviously not like a negative way, like a positive way. So like, is it because of that? Like they're on the other side doing positive work and connecting with you and your as you said, like channeling that and not channeling negative or whatever. Like, if people are doing good on the other side, whatever that means, whatever that means, because I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure
don't.
what does anybody else know what I said that he's referencing to? That spirits on the other side are doing work? I said.
Yeah. Like, yeah. A minute ago, like it was just again in reference to that, like what we have understood from my medium, right? Like if you channel good, you get. But like I don't know. I mean, you guys
I don't
with me?
know.
No?
I don't know. Does anybody else?
I don't know. I gotta be honest, man.
I'm not that fucking wasted. I'm not that fucking wasted.
I
But
think
it
there's
was,
way too many spirits in this room that's going through.
With 3 hours and 30 minutes into
okay.
this.
We gotta wrap this up and
have to
save
wrap
this
it up.
woman. We've put her through enough.
No.
I'm Ryan Packer.
All right.
From Boston. Anyone want to fucking say hi to me? Nah.
Drea, no, don't hit a button. Wait. No. All right, Drea,
what
just
button is that?
where can people find you? Give out your social media stuff.
So
Don't talk over. Let her just talk.
just say it one more time. I got no one for you, baby.
All right. What's your Gmail, your Instagram and website?
Yeah, I'm Drea Psychic Medium. That's my website, dreapsychicmedium.com. And
DREA.
yeah, DREA.
Okay.
You're not gonna hurt my
Psychic Medium.
feelings.
And I just came out of
Before I forget.
She just came out of the closet,
I just came out of the closet in July. So
but
In a psychic medium type of way.
the psychic medium type of way, yes. And so
she knows no one on my other side.
I'm sure if we met earlier in the night, I probably could have gotten somebody.
So she got someone for.
I realize I'm a drug addict and rose back.
No, she got someone for the sober guys.
Yeah.
When the dudes that are not sober were sober.
My
right.
people are suffering.
All
Yeah.
right, so
I started George. We can finish up after, but yeah. It tends to work that way for whatever reason. Once the alcohol level goes too high, I can't get the best. Kind of
we're there. All right. So was it DreaPsychicMedium.com?
Yeah, Drea Psychic Medium.
And then Instagram is what?
Drea Psychic Medium.
All right.
And if you are local to New Bedford, go to Play Arcade, which is a 0.7 miles from our bar. We own the Dipper Cafe as friends.
That's friends.
As friends. We do not own Play Arcade, but Adam is a fucking great kid, and you are doing psychic readings for free on Wednesdays.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
That's legit.
On Wednesday, every Wednesdays until.
Yes.
So whenever.
Yeah, until
come
whenever.
to
We're figuring it out.
foreseeable
Yeah.
future.
for the foreseeable
I mean, like you're the psychic. You tell me.
All right, but yeah, check her out, and we want to thank you so much for coming in tonight, and
thanks for having
everyone
me.
stay safe and keep it strong out there.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
And we'll have you back. We'll have you back after you get in touch with the aliens.
Yeah.
Thank you.